fucking nutcase, man. And his mother.
Oh, his mother is, well, killed his mother.
I know.
Alex Jones that said that.
Alex Jones is a fucking nut.
He's a moron.
He's a fucking nut. I used to be friends with him.
All he does is sell fucking food shit.
No, but he used to be really fun. Then he got to be wild and stupid. Do I have anything coming up?
So we're up.
He's an end of days guy, man. Well, he's always pushing those fucking buckets of nasty food.
What food is that? I didn't know that.
Okay, guys, I'm going to have a commercial coming up. So whenever I raise my hand like this, it means I'm going to go to a commercial.
For like 10 years.
Oh, so he's survived.
Okay. Well, yeah, but he pushes that food on people.
Keep our mouths.
That's how he makes the majority of his money.
Yeah.
So he's what do you say the end of? What do you call it?
Prepper.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's all fake prepper. He's just selling his fucking wares.
Because he's kind of chubby too, isn't he? How do you be a chubby prepper?
God, this poor kid, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I like to hear that though. You know, because I think if more people see that, the kids are going to step up.
He was due to graduate on May 10th, 3 days. Jesus.
That's like I say, if you didn't go down, you may as well go down like that.
I was talking to Suzanne about that last night, and I just find it. I think teaching these kids to go run and hide in the closet is fucking stupid.
Absolutely.
Because a smart school shooter is going to know exactly
In
where
fact,
the fuck
in
they are.
Columbine, I think they went around shooting people under the desks.
You were a trooper. What did they train you? It was after. You were after Columbine, right? When you were a trooper.
Yeah.
Do troopers show up on school shootings? They do, don't they? It's all hands on
5
deck.
seconds, guys. I'm on. Quiet. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a home loan, if you go to Ideal, they'll pick one that's right for you. Now, you may think they're all the same. They are not. In fact, they have several programs that you can choose from. A lot of money down, a little money down. Maybe you want an FHA. Maybe you want a VA. Whatever it is, they can do it. And they can do a pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. That means you do all the paperwork. You're done. You pick that house, it appraises, you're done. And the interest rate guarantee, if rates go down, even just 0.75%, guess what? They refinance you free of all charges. They also do credit optimization. Many companies, when you're approved, that's it, you're approved. These guys go a step further. When you're approved, they tweak your credit to make it even better for you, so you get lower rates and lower costs. And it's quick, easy, and efficient. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Trial lawyers help people and families hurt by negligent semi-truck drivers. These unfortunate cases are unique.
What do you want to get across today? What's
The big thing is permits.
that you do everything right.
Well, it's
In other words,
I've had multiple calls with people. They did one part of their basement, and they think they want me to finish the rest. Well, that first part
did not.
never had a phone. Never had a phone.
So what does that do?
So you have to go to the building department. You have to pull a permit afterwards. They do
You can't just do a permit for the new stuff.
Well, you can. I can pull it, and that's the way it is.
But when he comes, will he look at the old
What's
stuff?
up, bro?
You look at the guy, he will.
How you guys doing?
He will. Even if you don't tell him. I mean, if it's not your job to tell him. Right?
It is because they might make you take a
Dan, don't let me forget a t-shirt.
But if you just did a permit for the guy comes to inspect, would he necessarily notice the old stuff?
Yes,
Oh, the
because
kid was
first
going to be
step
a murderer.
is
Oh, this is a different kid.
If you have drywall
Yeah, it's a
and
different kid.
everything painted, he's
But
going
how
to
does he know what to do?
What's that?
I'm just curious.
Yeah, because everything
There were
is
several kids that
consistent.
tackled them. My niece's
And they're pretty meticulous.
friend was another kid that was shot.
It's pretty meticulous.
Went through his leg and his calf. Good morning, sir.
Did you say you had a friend?
My niece's friend was shot yesterday.
They pulled the gun out of the guitar case.
Yep.
Oh, really?
The kid that was killed, the Hispanic kid, he was shot 4 times in the chest.
These kids jumped right up and jumped the guy with the gun.
Who did?
And then that one kid got shot.
Yeah, he got shot in the chest 4 times.
So it wasn't
The one that
officer
tackled him.
There were several kids that tackled the shooter. Yeah.
Several, not just 2.
From my understanding, there were several.
It
kids
says that 3 of them.
Yeah. Tackled him. This second kid got shot in the leg.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We're here to help you solve your problems, answer questions, and take complaints, whatever it is. You know, it's really the only place you can do this. The place to talk about everyday life, the things that make you tick, and the things that tick you off. What we usually do is have guests from the referral list on to talk about their expertise if you have questions, or to just chime in as friends. Jack Lent is with us, Best Basements of Denver. Jack, we know, he's been a member of the referral list before, and this company is concentrating on basements, Best Basements of Denver, and he has some really good advice when it comes to improving the home and some of the problems he's running into with previous work that was done unimproved. We also have Shane with us from Zero Res of Denver, carpet cleaners that use empowered water. Just finished my house. I thought I had new carpets. I'm not BSing. I mean, I swear to God, I thought when I walked in they were new. In fact, it smelled new. I don't know if they put some did they have some secret sauce they put in there and make it smell
We
new?
do not.
Okay, anyway, so if you have any questions on anything, give us a call. But we're also talking about the school shooting, and I'll tell you why. We talk about social issues here, personal finance issues, and things that relate to us, everyday aches and pains, the things that make us tick, the things that tick us off. We say that. And, you know, people say, well, you know, why are you talking about this? Why are you talking about that? We often have people with social problems. We also have people with neighbor versus neighbor. We have problems with schools. You remember the one time there was a kid who had a video online that was kind of mystic and weird. And because this kid had this video online, and it was a total weird video, and the father had a part in this video, because of that, the Catholic school that the family's son was attending, not the one who made the video, but the younger brother, they kicked him out. Now think about this. The older brother is an adult. He makes a video on YouTube that's weird. Okay, fine, it's weird. It wasn't violent, it was weird. And his father, he used for a cameo appearance in that, just fun, okay? Now, you may not like the video. It was more satanic in nature. Yes, it was. And the father played a bit role in it, and the father said, I didn't take it seriously. But because of that, the Catholic school asked the young boy at that school to leave. We talked about that issue. We talk about a lot of issues that have to do with schools, but I want to ask a thing, and this is an obvious question. Kids are not taught, and I'm not saying they should be, but I'm just going to say it. Kids are not taught to confront anyone. They're not taught self-defense in school. They're taught to blockade, hide, and to escape. That's what the active shooter drills are doing. Hide, blockade, or escape. So people are asking, Dan Kaplis asked it, Mark on the phone last night asked it when we were talking about this, should schools train kids to protect themselves? I mean, I'm not saying it would be successful, but apparently this one shooter who killed a student, that student was trying to save his fellow classmates. And I believe I'm hearing that 3 kids jumped the shooter.
One of them signed up for the Marine Corps.
Before this,
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay.
He was getting ready to go.
The deceased, the one boy that was killed was definitely trying to help.
Yes.
They
tackled him.
And the other 2 did too. And they did not get shot, right?
That's correct.
One of the other kids, I believe, was shot.
One of the other helpers
was helping, yeah, in the leg.
So one got shot in the leg, one got killed, and the other one did not get injured, but they were trying to help. So we call them heroes. After the fact, we call them heroes. But at the same time, what do we want our children to do? What would you tell your child to do? Would you tell your child, get the hell out of there? Would you tell your child, hide? Would you tell your child, hide and protect yourself? Of course, but if you get a chance, tackle the bastard? I mean, I don't know. What do you tell a kid?
I don't know. I don't think it matters.
What would you tell your children?
Well, I don't know what you tell them because everybody's going to react a different way. I don't know. I don't know how you would react if it happened.
I don't know. I don't know at all.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
But I think you plan, right? And you say, hey, this is how I would react.
It's unfortunate that we have to have that in mind. What would we do? You know, Mark, I often rehearse in my mind. I daydream things. I do. I don't know why. Am I weird?
There's a lot of people. I do it all the time.
When I'm on an airplane, I swear to God, when I'm on an airplane, I daydream a little. What if? I do. I really do.
How would you escape? What would you do if someone came through the door?
I'm not paranoid. It's not like I'm shaking and nervous and paranoid, or I'm thinking it's going to happen. But I swear to God, for some reason, when I'm in a concert, when I'm places, I don't know why, but I think I daydream, and I daydream about me trying to help or do something. Do you ever do that?
I most certainly
visualize
sitting in church. If someone were to come in, a prime spot, how would I respond? And what would I do?
I don't know if other people do that. Are people weird? I mean, am I weird? I think of that.
I'm weird with you. Then.
And I'm wondering, do we teach kids scenarios? What do we teach? I mean, self-defense. What if they wanted to learn is there a self-defense? I mean, guns are guns. What do you do? How do you have a self-defense with guns? Should there be lock boxes in the school that can be remotely opened so people can grab a gun when they need it? I don't know. Is this a crazy thing too? It's been suggested that teachers be armed. You know, didn't the security guards play a big part in this too? I heard
they were there within 2 minutes.
Not the police, but the guards. And didn't the guards subdue one of them before police even got?
I don't think they had a guard there.
No,
they did not have a resource.
No, they didn't have an officer there.
Wait a minute. They had one. They had one that took.
God, there's so many reports.
But Mark,
I literally heard there wasn't one.
Whoever wants to listen,
there's a lot of information out there, whether it's accurate or not.
Yeah, here's what I want to tell you. You can get through at 303-713-TALK. Sometimes I'll let you know, and you can also almost always get through at 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. Now, we're not going to stop normal programming or a normal show, but you can't have something like this happen in your community and not address it. And I'd like to know, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? Should we have, I mean, we have fire extinguishers, you know, obviously. You don't want to have guns out where kids can get them, but what if there was some ingenious way to have teachers be able to access guns, maybe in a lockbox, who knows, or somewhere, somehow, or some way to stop this. This is getting to be ridiculous.
Well, Tom, what's the role of parents, right? Parents on campus, or parents involved more with being on campus.
What do you mean? Well,
not necessarily just
resource
officers or guard. That's right. Not right. Do you have military personnel or off-duty police officers? I think volunteer to be on the premise.
Listen, I'll tell you what's coming. You want to know what's coming? Metal detectors.
That's what I thought, Tom. Are there metal detectors that can detect guns without detecting school supplies? I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking.
They can detect metal. They don't detect guns. But here's the deal: X-rays and metal detectors. I mean, I foresee a time, unfortunately, where you're going to have a TSA type screening to get into a school. You do in a courthouse. Well, I mean, I foresee a time when school systems are going to implement screening. And what the hell? Can you blame them?
And aren't there schools that already have metal detectors?
I don't know. Do they have screening?
Shannon says there is.
There are. You know of them, Jack?
In large inner city schools, there's definitely screenings.
Really?
Metal detectors, backpacks that are clear or mesh, so you can see inside. Searches before you come.
But do they have the thing you walk through like like at an airport?
Definitely.
Really? Okay. By the way, Jack has a background in law enforcement. Yeah, at the time you were in law enforcement, did they have active shooter drills, or was that not in your vocabulary?
It wasn't as pressed as today.
It was before Columbine, right?
Well, it's long before Columbine, but
they didn't have an active shooting drill. In other words, what do you do when you get to a school? What I like is they went right in. It wasn't like it used to be.
You can go look online. We did this last time. My wife and I did. There's been shootings way before Columbine. The history of school shootings is quite extensive.
Yeah, but nothing like Columbine, though.
Not to the level.
That puts school shootings on the map, so to speak, or on the radar.
Sure, sure.
Okay, hold on. We have more to talk about. Listen, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I'm going to take all of your problems, but the questions have to be asked. And you can get through, as I said, at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Hey, Brittany?
Sorry, it's Brittany, Tom.
Oh, okay.
My
I'm
bad.
sorry. It's spelled. I'm not an idiot, Brittany. It was spelled wrong. Okay. Hey, Brittany.
Yes.
How were you scammed out of $804? How?
Well, we had a family vacation plan to go to Mexico, and you know that big snow cyclone bomb that Colorado had.
Yes.
Well, the airport was shut down.
Yes, yes.
So we had to rebook our trip to Mexico.
So when was it originally booked?
March 14th through March 22nd.
And then you rebooked it.
We rebooked it. So we paid initially $1,100 for a family of 5 to go to Mexico.
Oh, wait. $1,100 for all 5 of you.
All 5 for a one-way ticket back from Cancun to Denver.
Wait, so $1,100 each way?
No, $1,100. So this is just the coming back portion.
Okay, hold on, and we'll be right back. Hold on, we'll get to you.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
There's quite a few slow spots that remain on the Highway Drive in the metro area. Crews are still working on that crash on the northbound side of 225 at Parker Road. Watch out for backups. Wreck being reported on the ramp from eastbound 270 onto eastbound I-70. Watch out for delays there. Southbound I-25 still stop and go from I-70 traveling down towards Spear. Eastbound I-70 a bit heavy.
Just shut up, Dan.
Alabama has. Well,
Shane, you guys did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I wanted to know how things.
I'll talk about it.
Okay.
It's really wonderful. Everything's wonderful. Oh my
Fantastic. Now we're back.
You know what, dude? You owe me like 8 dinners. You really thought people were going to vote for that? It's funny.
They don't. They're not going to come
They're
up.
not your fault.
No, the mushrooms.
The backing of the carpet, those indentions. Now, sometimes you can get like ice, and you can rub it on it.
Can we get rid of it?
The backing of the carpet. Yeah.
That's good. What is under?
And I didn't say anything about stretching because I thought.
That's wonderful you guys do that.
Well, you had another referral guy that did it, so I just said,
Buddy had he double booked something, and I said, look, Stephanie says, Stephanie talks to me.
Yeah, I got Stephanie for a minute.
It's all the incumbent commissioners.
So, I'm glad we come out and do that, but I wasn't going to say anything. Kenny is going to be, or Ricky's going to be there today, this afternoon. Yeah, it's correct.
Man, no one voted for that.
But everything went well then. Okay, fantastic.
You know, Democrats of Denver were for it.
Oh my God, she said they're so
You know, the
quiet.
group Democrats.
Well, they didn't vote for it. Almost all of Denver is Democrats.
If all new customers have this, that's what's funny. That's what we can help there.
It's truly amazing.
I
was gonna change it now. There was so much piss.
Now you just hold on to them.
I was gonna change it now.
You have one word, we'll treat you right, it done right. 303-720.
Liar, liar. You said 60.
8370 or DRHI.
I wonder what's going on with Grant.
Let's talk about Icon Eye Care, and I want to specifically talk about LASIK. They do LASIK. They're the official LASIK surgeon of the Denver Broncos. It can be yours too. Now, yeah, normally I talk about the clear lens exchange. That's wonderful. But they do thousands of LASIK procedures. And if you're middle-aged and young and you want to get just a minor correction, you can get it done. And they were the first ones to introduce low-cost LASIK. That's IconEyeCare.com. IconEyeCare.com.
Is the condition of your mouth impacting the quality of your life?
They're the official Bronco.
Dentist for years, and you now find yourself with multiple problems.
What's that?
Yes.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter because who's the official lawyer of the
No matter
Broncos?
how complex your problem,
Is he?
we can
The strong
help.
arm.
I invite you to one of our exclusive dinner events.
Well, I've heard this on several occasions that the second
Help you get the
shooter was a
supplies
juvenile, but she was a female. The shooter was a female.
Transitioning to a male.
I thought it was male to female, but that's all
Female to male.
Because last night they called it a male.
Tom said he was transgendering yesterday. Or no, transitioning, I'm sorry.
And the smile of your dreams.
Similar.
Without referring you all over town from doctor to doctor.
Oh, the one that's got it's just terrible. But like I say, if you're gonna go
It's hard to
ahead.
believe, man. You know, your son goes to school. And
It's gonna go
Yeah, at school, that's the thing that Sheena and I were talking a lot about yesterday, at school, your kids should not have to
I
worry
got-
and mess
how
with
many
those
kids?
things. I've got 6 kids. And we're looking at homeschooling. We've homeschooled our kids before for different reasons.
We did.
But we're looking at homeschooling our kids and just saying, I've got a 2-year-old. He's got 14 years from now that he's going to be dealing with this, and it's not going to get better.
I got a girl in high school.
So,
look at Bobby up there.
Oh, yeah, love it.
I'm gonna text him. He looks like shit.
You have a bad man.
Come on, yeah. You got to be nice.
He's a hero. This kid, that's what they're saying.
Well, the Marine kid too, man.
Absolutely, good too.
Can you believe Dan
So
was
to answer
Marine?
your question, Tom,
I saw that.
I tell my kids, if you can get out, you get the hell out of there. You don't stay trapped. Because my daughter said those students know exactly where the students are going to be held.
I know, it's so
They know the drill. They know where they're at. They're going to come right to where those kids are.
Schools are idiots. When you were in school, do you remember? My dad remembers hiding under a desk for if there's going to be a fucking atom bomb.
An area drill.
Like that's going to
Run on
happen.
a desk, we were against the wall.
And then tornado drills.
Yeah,
were- But you know what? I also remember, hold on. I also remember being on the bus going to school and kids having their rifles with them.
On the bus?
On the
Yeah,
bus, really?
Yeah, because they had a shooting class.
Interesting.
In the basement, they had a shooting range. They would bring their guns to school.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, they all had them in their pickups.
No, I'm talking about we take them to school.
Yeah, I know.
So my question is, how did he get into school since most of them are locked up?
Well, he's a student.
They were both students.
He had the gun in a guitar case and was walking with it.
I think it's
Was he
fairly
there all day, or did he come in?
it's very lax, right? If you go to the school during the day,
We saw everything.
You
We
can
were
read
yeah,
it.
looking at it right there. When it was going down.
Well, I was sitting in CB's parking lot and saw all the cops take off from Castle Rock and head that direction. And I told my wife, something's going down and we're going to hear about it here in just a minute.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. It is a somber day, and we are really mourning the situation and, of course, the death of Kedrick Castillo. They're calling him a hero because he ran up to tackle the shooter along with 2 other friends. One was shot in the leg. Kendrick had some fatal shots to the chest. So, pray for that family. Here's the deal. We were talking about what can be done, and I think it's going to boil down to screening right now. You're never going to get rid of all the guns or all the guns from weirdos or nuts. I'm not going to get into the gun thing right now, but why not just screen everyone? Have limited access, and you get screened in and out. And what a pain in the ass, but what are you going to do? All right, Brittany, she said, I want to know this. It was you were coming back from your vacation. Is that what you said? You were on your way back or not?
Yes, so I'm sorry to clarify. We bought all the flights through Expedia. You know how you can pick your,
yes.
Okay, we want to go United
yes.
this way. Well, United flight going was fine. We rebooked it.
Gotcha.
Great.
Now, you rebooked the flight going. You never used it.
Yeah, we had to rebook everything.
Okay,
so
and everything on the way,
a few weeks later.
Rebooking the new vacation was fine. Rebooking the flight out. What happened when you tried to rebook the new one coming home?
So when we rebooked the one coming home, we went through this company, Valeris, which I now know is a co-share agreement with Frontier, and we had to pay an additional $560 for
to change.
To change fees and all that.
Okay.
So that was for a return flight. So
Gotcha.
we get to Mexico, we get to the airport, we go to the Frontier desk because it's a co-share agreement
Gotcha.
with Valeris. We show them our reservations,
And what happened?
email confirmation, and they go, I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't show you all on the flight.
So
and
basically you did not have a way home.
Right, and we have 3 small children, and
So
we're
what did you
there
do?
over an hour.
What did you
so
do?
They said, you owe us $800 to basically get seats on this flight. And my husband was like, you know, we're going to get stuck in Mexico. We have nowhere to go.
So you
we're
paid
just
it.
going to pay it and figure it out when we get home.
Okay.
And now we can't get refunded for this.
Okay, gotcha. I got you. But how do you get to the so it was $804 more? Okay, and what you're saying is you already paid the $550 in change fees. Do you have any paper trail or any online trail or any screenshots proving the extra $550? So well then when you call Valeris and you say, who did you pay, Valeris or Frontier?
So our first two charges were from Valeris, the $1,100 and the $560 for change fees. The new charge was for Frontier.
Okay.
And
you know what?
They're saying that now they're pointing fingers like it's
Frontier is saying that you had to pay them for the flight, and they can't help it if Valeris didn't pay them. I get it. They're saying, look, it's not our fault. So who would you go after, Mark? Who would you go after?
Why doesn't she just go to the credit card company?
I did, and they're saying it's not.
Wait a minute, that's correct.
To dispute it.
No, how about disputing the $550?
I haven't tried to do that yet.
No, seriously, we may not get the whole $800 back, or we may. Do we have a Frontier Angel?
I'm not sure, Tom.
We'll try both fronts. I want you to try protesting the $550. Now, here's how you're going to do it. Listen carefully. Don't get into that match as to whether you owe change fees. Here's what you're going to say. You paid for your ticket home. They wanted to charge you another $550, right? Another $550 to change, and you paid it. But you did not get what you paid for. That is the discrepancy. You did not get what you paid for, and here's why. You had to pay another $800 for that same flight. So that's going to be a clear-cut case, in my opinion. Who is your credit card issuer?
Chase, and then, we had it on two, so it's American Express,
it's Chase
which is $500.
And Amex through Chase? No.
The
Amex.
$550 is American Express.
Okay, that's who you're going to protest. And you know the good news is wait, you don't like Amex for protesting or what?
Not from a owner's perspective, like a business perspective.
Well, that's why it's good
Amex
for consumers.
Will cover the consumer.
That's right.
Down.
That's good news. Yeah. So you do that. Suzanne's going to give you a special number to call back while we try to do Frontier. But first, I want you to go through Amex, okay?
Okay, awesome.
And remember what you're saying. It's a simple matter. I paid $550 and I did not get the change. They failed to report it to Frontier, and as a result, I had to pay another $800. Keep it simple, Brittany. All right, Vince, what's happening with you, Vince? And by the way, we have a line open at 303-713-TALK. We have Zero Res of Denver with us, and we have Best Basements of Denver. And I have some questions on basements from a personal perspective when it comes to redoing them. A lot of people do stuff without permits, and I've done it in the past. And I say, what's the biggie? I want to know about it. Okay, what's going on with you, Vince? Vince, he didn't get paid, and it looks like we can't help him. Okay, Tim, go ahead, Tim. What's going on?
So yesterday you talked to a lady that was complaining about having to put down criminal history on her applications.
Yes, she said that when she goes to rent a place, even though the felony, is deferred sentence and all that, and it's got a big explanation, and she took a plea deal of some kind, that it really is screwing her up. And we had a general discussion, and it's this. Just because you've had a criminal charge doesn't make you a criminal for life. I'm not talking about people with multiple felonies and a history of bad news, but this is somebody who has an unfortunate circumstance, let's say, and they can never rent again because no one will rent to them, and then also no one will hire them. So go ahead.
In essence, I completely disagree with that statement. But I'll
with
tell you
which
what.
Statement?
The fact that some people should get second chances, and if
Tim, did you hear me just say? Hold on. Did you just hear me say people should get? What I said was, which you should not disagree with, is that no one will rent to them or hire them with felonies. Okay, so you disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree with that.
But what you disagree with is you are hearing a sentiment in my voice. You're hearing an implied. And you're right. I am implying that some people should be given second chances. You're right, I am. And you disagree?
No, I do believe that some people should get second chances.
Then what do we disagree on?
they shouldn't be automatically disqualified because of criminal history. In that way, I disagree. I mean, in that way, I agree. Excuse me. In that way, I agree. Let me just get to my point so I don't have to get the minutia.
Right.
House Bill 191025. As of September 1st, 2021, employers will no longer be allowed to ask about criminal history if they have 11 employers or more.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that there's a House bill being proposed. It's done.
It's done.
And you're telling me that employers, if they have more than 11 employees, may not inquire about criminal history?
Correct. They may also not advertise that they will not hire felons. Wait
a second. So a preschool can't do a background check for a sex offender?
Correct.
Oh, come on. Who told you? Oh, wait, I'm going to look it up. I'm not telling. All right.
It's House Bill 191025.
You know what? This state is going to hell. What the? They want to make magic mushrooms legal. What the hell's that all about?
What? The school shooter?
Nothing wrong with that.
Shooter, in 30 years, the school shooter will be able to apply for a job and not put down that he shot up that school.
Oh, come on. I got to look this up.
19
limits? Oh, I see it, bro. I see it. Let's look. What's going on with Colorado, though? What is it? It's
going to hell in a handbasket.
Colorado.
California.
Yeah.
Tom, to get to my last point about the school shooting, there is a serious problem, and Hickenlooper said it years ago, and then he got bashed for it, with mental stability of people in this country, and it has everything to do with pharmacology. Now, there's a lot of good things that have been helped with different kinds of medicines, but our kids are going nuts, and these drugs are making them do bad things, and it's not being addressed.
Wait a minute. This guy, from what I can see, and it's hard to do a show and read live on the air. That's why I have Mark to do that. So, Mark, I'm looking here, and it looks like that's right, man. You're not going to... Hey, Shane, you hire more than 11 people.
Yeah, without a doubt. It says the employer may obtain a job applicant's publicly available criminal background report at any time. So,
well, then what do you... Wait.
We got to be careful here.
Wait. Then what is he saying? It's saying here that inquiring about an applicant's criminal history on an initial application.
That's right, yeah. Well, now, it doesn't say we cannot look at a publicly available criminal background check.
But on the no, it's saying
say if you have a criminal history, you can't apply for this position. So he's right in several instances.
So what does this mean?
That get a background check and still keep someone unemployed at zero res if they've got a criminal background check.
But it says you're not allowed to wait a minute.
There's going to be lots of people out there that are not.
No, I think you're reading this wrong, Tim. It doesn't say you can't pull a record. It says you can't inquire about it, which is weird. I don't understand that.
Just on the initial
application.
The initial application.
No, you can't put it on the application.
The initial.
I don't currently put it on an initial
Mark, you're right.
Now.
Well, hold on. You can't ask about criminal on an application, but you can take the application and you can do a criminal background check.
That's what I currently do
now.
Right.
So
what most people
that's
do.
the only thing that's changed, Tim. It's not that you can't ask about it. It's that you can't put it on the application, but you certainly can keep them from working for you.
Now, my question is why are they making the change? What's really behind the bill?
I don't know. I have no idea why they would do that. What they're saying in essence is, on the application, they do ask at times, have you ever been arrested or charged with a crime?
Do you have a felony? Yeah.
Or do you have a felony? They are no longer allowed to ask that. So
this is exactly why. On big corporations, you have this little checkbox. If you check it, you go no further in their system. That's it.
So they say it's unfair. They should at least get you an interview and all of that first.
Right, but as an employer especially a big employer, they have doing a lot of background checks is hugely expensive.
Listen, thank you, Tim, for No, Tim, I want to say something. Thank you for this because that is a very good topic. Thank you. Now, Brandon, you have a comment on the school shooting. Go ahead, sir.
I think the problem is not gun rights or anything like that. It's parents stopped whipping their kids' asses.
Well, okay. I mean, Brandon, you know what? In a way, I understand what you're saying, but truly, I want to know this. I wish someone would do a study on school shooters and violent offenders who are younger. Are the parents screwed up? That's the question you're at. That's really what we're asking. Are they screwed up? I don't know. Has anyone ever done a study? I don't think anyone has they? Have they? On the actual background of parents. So, Brandon, you feel not enough corporal punishment, bottom line.
No, man. The government got involved with how people raise their kids, and now their kids went to shit.
Okay, we got to put that off. Okay, okay, Brandon said they went to poo-poo, but he used the wrong word.
This is Denver's Talk Station 610.
Or how they can cut that out.
I think he hit it too. You probably.
I hit it too. Should we both hit it?
Double hit.
20 now, 20 seconds.
I saw him hitting in there as you're hitting it.
There's quite a few slow spots on the highway.
They've gone to shit. You can tell he used the word shit.
Vince is back. Okay, Vince is back.
Yeah, he reads into that law differently.
What is
All they did is they got rid of the box. The box that says, "Have you been convicted of a felony?"
How I see that from a business perspective, it costs
Because
me more
most
money.
people that see that check just throw it away.
Yeah, and we do. But other things typically will weed people out than just their criminal background history. When you do a phone interview or you interview with them, you usually can pick up.
I always ask people. I always ask about workman's comp. One of the first things I did. I'm supposed to do that.
I get a lot of people.
I never got in trouble
Go
for
back.
that.
My show.
That was a long time
They
ago.
always bitch about past employers, and
I
all
literally.
these words,
That's a good one.
and you got to figure out.
I meant you can phrase a little different.
Do you ever get job applicants that are stupid enough to talk about previous employers and how bad they were?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh my God.
And
Without
you
a doubt.
honestly,
We ask them.
and they're all
Why-
bad.
why-
Oh, he
why
did
did
this,
you leave?
And then why about that one? Oh, he did this to me. And they
Always, there's a common thread, right?
Right.
And that common thread sits
but
right
they
in front of us.
actually have the balls to tell you.
This is the worst that we've had. We did an interview. Guy looked great, sounded great. We did a criminal background history without a joke, and I still think we have the background history. The dude had 3 homicides.
No way.
And it wasn't a car wreck. They were like a year and a half between each other. 3
Why
different
wasn't he in
homicides.
jail?
I don't know.
Jesus.
Can you go in there what they were?
Huh? We couldn't get details, but there was 3 homicides on his criminal background.
So what's wrong
And
with
when you
that?
didn't hire him, what did you say?
You
I
killed
don't-
3 people.
I don't think we responded.
I don't want to be number 4.
You're not going to tell the guy that's had 3 homicides you're not going to hire if you send someone else in there.
You just
Or
don't
you make
respond
a
to
phone
him.
call.
You just
Listen,
don't
my
respond.
brother who lives at 123 Maple Street says he's not hiring.
Exactly.
You gotta be careful when you let him down because you don't want to get sued.
Yeah, but you can very seldom get sued. I mean, really, unless you say, we don't hire blacks. I mean, you really have to
Oh,
do
it's
that.
a, yeah, it's a
It's truly
very
protected.
employer-driven state.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, you can just say, we don't, you can literally say, we don't.
There are
like
certain
you.
things you can't do.
You can say, I don't like you.
Can you fire a woman in Colorado if she's pregnant? You can't do that, can you?
We
Is
did.
that protected?
We got sued.
Did you really?
We got sued.
Yeah,
We
that's
didn't even
gonna be
know she was
protected.
pregnant.
Are you sure it's protected? Oh, you didn't even
We
know.
didn't even know she was pregnant.
You
And we
know
got sued and we went to arbitration and lost.
I think that Americans with Disabilities Act would get involved.
With the
Yeah,
pregnant?
it's a protected class.
I never looked at pregnant women as disabled.
No, they're not, but that's where they would go with it.
But we had to settle.
But if you didn't know, I don't understand that.
Well, she found a firm. It was all women lawyers, and they knew.
But you didn't even know. You fired her for something completely different.
Completely different. She
Was
just
it a
was
good
a
reason?
cancer in our call center, and yeah, she was a cancer in a call center, and had terrible attitude. And so I just said, "You're done. You're gone." And so she came back and sued us. She was a black pregnant single mom, and she won.
How much? Can't say.
They came after us for 75, and we settled for, I can't remember what the total was.
Was it directly out of pocket?
We're on audio, bros. We're on audio broadcast.
It's all right.
Yeah, I know, but we were covered with insurance, unemployment insurance.
Oh, so unemployment insurance paid for that?
Our insurance paid for
I never would have guessed that. Unemployment paid for that.
Well, our insurance company, we have a rider in that policy that covers to a certain amount.
Other things.
Or,
But if you just
So they're the ones that really went to arbitration.
they did, yeah.
So it was
Well,
completely up to them.
We were sitting in
No,
arbitration.
no, I get that, but they provided the
We
lawyer.
were negotiating with them over the phone of,
Yeah.
what are you willing to?
I got you.
We paid out of pocket our premium, but then they covered the rest.
Huh.
But,
I didn't know they
I had
had.
unemployment insurance,
and we still do. I mean,
and this one producer I had walked out in the middle of the show, and I fired her.
Oh, this is funny.
And she got unemployment. I mean, I protested it. They took it away. Then she asked for a hearing, and they gave it back to her. And I said, how do you do that?
I know.
It just pissed me off. And they gave. I said.
Well, you remember she's walking out on a live show and quitting.
And she said she was stressed.
You said that it's a very employer-friendly.
Yeah.
I totally disagree with you.
Oh, it's very
employee.
No, no, no. It's
No, the
not.
unemployment insurance is, but that's the only part.
No, but the state of Colorado, the unemployment
Unemployment,
office-
I agree. All you gotta do is have a fucking pulse and you're.
No, you're absolutely. You're right. That one always goes. The employee can just about say.
Although we won one. We won one.
But we
Yeah, we
fight
did.
many of them, and
Wait, we won one where they weren't even an employee.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I know.
They called themselves an employee.
That's funny. That's true.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713 talk 713-8255. So House Bill 19-1025, as Tim brought up, says you can't inquire on an application about a criminal background. You can't inquire. You cannot advertise felons need not apply or anything that discriminates. However, you can pull a background check.
All it does is gets rid of that box. Have you been convicted?
All right. Vince, hold on. You're next. Yes.
But it also says why the employer can be exempt from that restriction, right? And there's 3 different bullet points that I think are very telling. If the law prohibits that person from being in a particular job, you brought up the example of like a daycare or something like that.
Or stuff like that.
Employers
but still, employers can still do background checks.
Without a doubt.
I guess a lot of people say they don't. A lot of employers won't bother. Who knows? Vince, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Good, man. What's happening?
Well, I am a veteran. I served with the U.S. Army.
And I appreciate that, sir.
2004, 2005, and after struggling with the TSD, I began to be a citizen once again. And,
okay.
And I started a painting business in 2010. Now, last year I got hired by Hall Irwin to paint the hotel.
What hotel?
And, the Element Hotel up in Superior.
Okay. So what's going on?
We began painting the hotel and priming on October 2018. On February 5th.
You don't have to give me any dates. You can just tell me this. You did the job and you didn't get paid. Is that where we're going with this?
Yes.
Okay. When did you complete the job?
We didn't complete the job.
Why?
Because they fired us.
Why did they fire you?
Because I had asked them for my contract money and change order money. And that was on a Sunday. On Monday, they started finding excuses to fire me. So they found dust on the floor.
Oh, I see.
Fired me.
But they should still pay you for what you did.
Yes.
And they're not paying you for what you did.
No, they're not paying me. They actually bonded around it, paid the bondsman $180,000 instead of paying me the $120 that they owe me. So
just put a lien on the property.
Yeah, I mean.
No. We did put a lien on the property, so that's when they bonded around it.
Well, but you still have a lien.
Yes.
Now, so the total amount due is how much?
$124,000.
That's a lot of money. So that's for the work that was done, right? And they're not disputing the work that was done.
No, they're not.
Then why aren't they paying you?
Because this is what they do to small companies. They fire you and then they find a different company.
But even if they do, what do they say about the, as the law would put it, quantum Marriott, the value received? What would they say about that? Would they say, I'm not asking if you agree, would they say we had to do the whole damn thing over?
No, because I repainted. What happened was that the
okay, I got you.
Owners
but you have, listen, here's the point. You understand that a bond does not preclude you from foreclosing now. Do you understand that? You can get an attorney, you have a lien, you can begin foreclosure.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you do. You know, so many contractors.
Did you already go to court over the lien and prove that they owe it to you?
No, not yet.
Well, you better.
It's called perfecting the lien. What do you have, 6 months to perfect the lien?
Perfecting the lien.
So how long has the lien been on there?
About 30 days.
Man, you got to get a good attorney.
I agree. You get an attorney on this one.
Really, because you can even put in attorney's fees. If truly you did the work, Vince, you really have them by the short hairs. You do. And you can get an attorney. We have some on the referral list that can help. You need to go after them. And then you go after them for the work done. Don't get into a dispute whether you were fired correctly or not. Once you do that, you can put attorney's fees in there and start foreclosure. Start foreclosure. 303-713-TALK. James, what do you have to say about the school shooting, sir?
Yeah, Tom, you know what really irks me? Every time this happens, and it's going to keep happening.
Yes.
Every time this happens, I listen to all the stations. Everybody's calling in. Oh, it's background checks. It's video games. It's movies. It's
right,
parents.
I know.
You know, drugs, alcohol, internet.
Parents, right.
You know what? When we had this problem in the airways, we didn't question the who, what, where. We just put TSA there, frisked everybody.
I know.
And the problem's over. But no, we got all these Dems and lefties, anti-gunners, safe zones, that keep this from happening. And it's just going to keep happening.
Here's what I don't understand, this safe zone. I, honest to God, don't understand that. What criminal is going to say, oh, my God, can't shoot these people. They're in a safe zone.
Exactly. We're set up for failure, Tom. Lawyers, the left, we're set up for failure. And until we get security in these schools and movie theaters and elsewhere, it's going to keep happening.
You know, James, you bring up a good point. I think screening is the immediate thing. You know, obviously we can argue about society and about parenting and about video games, but it comes down to protecting ourselves.
Do you think it's odd the one was transgendering? Do you think that has anything to do with it? Apparently there's an internal struggle there because she wants to change.
I guess she is changing to a boy.
I don't know.
Well, and she's a minor. We don't know who she is. But according to several websites, she was turning into a he. And she had there were some things said supposedly on her social media about how people hate her. And the other guy had some messages too. They were lamenting the hate in society.
Pretty much anti-Trump.
Anyway, so no, there were some anti-Trump sentiments too. But here's the point. Should they bring that up? Not necessarily. But I trust me, if this guy was a Trump supporter and had a MAGA hat on, you would hear about it all day long, every single day. But if they had another hat on, and it's the other way around,
Obama
you won't hear about it. You just won't. I'm not saying, listen, I'm just saying that's a fact.
Did we really just take that to a political thing?
No, I'm just saying that's the God's honest truth. You're not going to hear about political persuasion if the political persuasion does not enhance the left point of view, because that's the prevailing attitude of media. Now listen, media, I don't believe media is controlled. They're not controlled. It just so happens that most of the damn people in media happen to have that bent. That's what I think. Kristen, you have a comment. You're a foster parent and a mental health nurse. Can you hold on?
Yes.
Okay, we'll come right to you. Hold on.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
There's a couple of crashes being feared on the southbound I-245.
What's that?
Jerry? I don't know. No, I have James. So this is Jerry.
On that stretch. Also got a wreck off highway.
Think about it. In reality, if you really want to be the opposite sex, the internal struggle, that must be inside of you. I can't even imagine that kind of life. I just fucking can't. So I always wonder, do they want to do it because they really feel like the opposite sex, or because they're just fucked in the head? I mean, I don't know the answer.
With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
What a choice to make,
With
though.
more than 6,000 and I don't think you can have a kid make that choice because it's a permanent choice.
And then how about these parents that now raise their kids neither?
Well, we're 30. What, right now? We call them window wells. They're actually for safety. And Denver Egress Windows specializes in these windows. If you want to use square footage in a basement, you have to have an egress window. And you know what? Some of the builders put in these old nasty ones, and they can rebuild them and make them beautiful, or put in one where there never was one before. DenverEgressWindow.com. They specialize in egress windows and rebuilding your window wells or putting in new ones. 720-626-4221. 720-626-4221.
Yes, what if you could easily pay off your mortgage and...
I said to Dan, I said, can you still touch your toes? And he fucking does this. Can you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got to, man. I used to be able to.
No, you can. You
No,
can
I
double. Frickin', you can bite your own toenails at them.
Give myself head.
No, can't you? No. You were able to put your...
Too much information there.
Wait a minute. You're able to put your feet behind your neck.
I know, but that's a whole different motion.
Mark, don't hurt yourself. Please.
She thinks I'm ready to throw my
No,
legs
he can fold in half. He really can.
And he can cry like a baby, too, when he hurts.
You can still fold in half.
easily. But that's a whole different motion.
Mark, if I could fold in half, I wouldn't show up to work.
Live today at
What do you say, if I could what?
Fold in half, he wouldn't show up to work.
695-7000.
Have you ever seen these guys that get
playing
into
all
a
day.
Have you ever seen people that get into a
Just go to any of those circus, whatever, Olay, or what are they called? Circus.
Soleil.
Cirque Olay, right?
I've seen like every one out there.
Cirque Soleil?
Those guys are crazy, man. They're like monkeys. We saw one that was naked.
No way.
Yep, we saw a Michael Jackson one. We saw the original.
Was he naked?
A naked one. Yeah, Michael Jackson was naked. There was nothing but boys in the front row.
No, a naked what?
Circus Soleil.
Nah.
It's called Humanity.
Truly naked, Mark.
Topless.
Mark's being crazy.
Look it up. Look it up. I don't care what she says.
We call it zoology?
Humanity. You guys haven't seen any of them?
Yeah, I saw the Beatles one.
Was that good? That's always sold out still.
Yeah. Oh, it's still playing?
Oh, God, yeah. The Michael Jackson one's generally sold out.
Yeah. They're really cool.
We've seen the original one twice, I think.
Also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
You go to Vegas Humanity.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, mostly shows and shit.
Oh, it's Vice, so it's a part of Circus Soleil.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let me see. I could have sworn they actually advertise it as naked.
That one's at New York.
Humanity. Didn't they have one here recently? They brought one down by the Pepsi Center.
Down by Elix Gardens.
So they set up the whole tent, the whole thing? God, that must be one big show to carry around.
Yeah, they had Circus Soleil, yeah. They had down.
Face to face. And there's nothing like Zoom to make that.
Do they do that every year? It's been a couple of years.
I've only seen it once.
I don't think we've seen it here. We've never seen it here. Don't they do some weird race car drive down there too
No, they
sometimes?
used to do it all the time.
What is that?
The Le Mans or
I
whatever.
wonder why they did that. I
You
always
mean,
found
you
that
mean the
out.
road rally?
Is that what it's called? The road rally?
You mean the real race through
Right.
the city?
Through the
They
city,
don't
yeah.
do that anymore.
Right, but they used to do it every year, didn't they?
Yeah, but it only lasts.
I remember it by Eulich.
I think it only lasted 3 to 5 years.
Oh, did it? I'm sure that shut down a lot of businesses.
I'm proud to send you there for auto repairs. He gives you personalized.
The Grand Prix, Denver Grand Prix, that's right.
I don't know, man. This is pretty close to naked, these pictures.
That's shared in Auto Tech 303-455-7242. 455-7242. 2 locations, Lakewood and Aurora. Sheridan Auto.
They're okay. I mean, I don't know. Did you enjoy it? If it didn't have the Beatles music, would you still enjoyed it?
#1 retirement fear.
What's that?
If it didn't have the Beatles music, would you enjoy the
No,
show?
I would have gone.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what they were doing.
Concerned how long your money will last. Call 720.
I'll tell you who I was disappointed in. The one magician, the
Okay,
young
guys.
guy.
Fix It 24/7, the $39 people. You know, a lot of people wonder, what do you get for $39 for this checkup? Isn't it just to get into the house? Listen, yeah, they want to create customers, nothing wrong with that. But what they really do, they clean the condenser, the coils, they check the pressures. They truly do a service that will extend the life of your AC, and you get a no breakdown guarantee for just $39. 720-526-3939. Fix It 24/7. The website, fixmyhome.com.
Is believing. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Cal Martino, and Icon Eye Care made me a believer.
You see, I was tired of wearing glasses.
I like the comedy shows the best.
Have you seen the Penn and Teller one?
Yep, I saw Penn and Teller, but it was years ago, man. I don't think it's the same show they do now. It's more the original.
I have some postcards.
Don't they do some? Do they still do the same show? You think? I don't know.
It's probably the same show right now.
There's one on TV they do where they try to
guess
guess
how
how
the
the trips work, the tricks.
And a civil proceeding against your license.
The Penn and Teller one was actually pretty good.
I can't think of the guy at the pyramid. He's pretty big.
303-429.
It's
That's 429.
not David Blaine.
He's kind of devilish.
Say that again.
630.
No.
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel. Yeah. I didn't think that was his.
I love him.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO. We're talking about a lot of things. Kristen here is a foster parent and a mental health nurse. Now, Kristen, how do you weigh in on this?
Yesterday I had to say that I was truly heartbroken because I am now a parent, and I really didn't have words for what happened, but as a mental health nurse, I feel that kids do not have adequate coping skills to deal with things that are happening in our schools. They don't have tangible coping skills. Like, they want instant gratification for everything they do.
Okay,
so
what's causing that, Kristen? What's causing that?
I'm not exactly sure. Like, when I was working on the adolescent psych unit, kids were like, I don't know how to cope with this. I don't know what to do. And so we were literally teaching kids how to cope, like how to deep breathe, how to settle down from an anxiety attack, and how to have real coping skills to deal with life. And
Okay.
I'm not sure what's causing that.
No, I know what you're saying. Obviously, there's a problem with coping. I mean, people who get bullied, for example, and then end up killing people, that's not the way to cope with bullying. I don't know where you find coping skills. You know, do parents help you with that? Do the schools help you with that? The big question is why people are asking why, and then what can we do about it? And I truly believe we can't do anything about it. I think that people are truly not much different than they used to be, but here's what happens. It used to be if you had some screwed up thoughts, you did not necessarily have an aggregation of those screwed up thoughts. You didn't have other people who were screwed up to make you feel validated, or they weren't readily available. But now, if you go on the internet and say, I like eating dog poop and making love to gorillas, you'll find a group. It's like no matter what you find or what you do, you find people. And it gives you validation. And then you also have communication, and you have a close-knit world. So the screwed up thoughts never get isolated, and they don't meld into the norm because they feel like they don't have to, because they are normal, because they just found a group that does the same thing. And then they all encourage each other. And I think truly the communication and socialization has done that. I really don't think people are that much different. And I don't think we can change it. That's the God's honest truth. I don't think we can change it. That's just it.
If you missed rates,
Don't you think that's true? You think we can change it?
I think the parents and the unit of the family has a significant impact on what's happening.
Oh, that does on poverty. That does on everything.
And I
Oh
think we
my
can,
God.
if we're willing to
And that's what
get off of the cell.
Not having both parents.
You want
I
to
think
make dog
or
poop and date gorillas. Don't you think there are always people like that? You know what I'm saying?
Not bad.
Or they're always
Not
crazy.
bad.
But that's where parents.
No.
And parents
No, but parents
can stop that and talk
there are
through that.
still good parents, honest to God, that have screwed up kids. And I think it's because
Doesn't
those kids
matter.
are getting their influence elsewhere. It doesn't matter, man.
But where are those parents, right? They're both working. They're both.
How did they not know? Seriously though, how did these parents not have any fucking clue these kids were nuts?
I just don't think you can always.
No, I'm not saying that. But Tom, you look at the disintegration of the family in our society, and it
I agree
has
with that 100%.
absolute core ripple effect.
I agree with that 100%.
Okay.
And then you have the right kid with the wrong personality or whatever, and bad parents.
No, I think it's people finding meaning where before they're.
But I think
when you
goes
lived
even
in a small town in Catskill and I wanted to transgender, if I wanted to, I would slip. No, but there's no one to tell. I mean, there's no one to encourage it. There's no lightning speed.
You didn't even know it was a thing.
There's no lightning speed of thought, and I know what you're saying about the family.
But where are the core
That's more of a
values?
platitude.
It's not a platitude. No.
I think we have a lot of core values that still the kids end up doing crazy things. I wish we could have a study on it, but
The House Judiciary Committee of Democrats
I don't
is
think we
looking
can
at the
just
full
keep blaming
unredacted
society. I mean, yes, we can. We can.
I wonder if
I think it's because we know about.
you think Klebold and Harris's parents are still married. I'd be fucking. I wonder if they made it.
Did you just get that on your phone?
Somebody's phone over there.
This discussion isn't actually about the Attorney General.
Mine goes deeper, right? I think when you remove faith in God out of the equation like we have, you get the problems that you've got.
I don't even know. I wouldn't go that far. There's plenty of people that are not religious that raise their kids and have.
There are good people.
That are great people.
But in general, right? If you're going to make a general statement with society, we have removed God and those core values and foundation out of our society, and there are going to be consequences. You can look at the history of the world. You look at different societies and different groups of people when they do that.
Well, look at the Buddhists.
And everything's relativism, right? Believe what you want, do what you want, do whatever you want to feel good. You're going to get these kind of results.
What do you mean about Buddhists?
They're not religious.
Oh, that's what they got values.
Oh, of course they do. No, of course.
But they believe in Buddha.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Call what you may, right? Call what you may.
Right.
But when you
To me, you hit it the first time. It's basically having the family. The family.
And the core values. You know, screw up families.
I'd be curious, like, people that say transgender and stuff, do a lot of them, are they missing a parent on one side? I mean, I'd like to look into that kind of shit.
That would be a good
There was a
study.
couple at my church who their daughter wants to be a boy. And this happened at probably pretty young, 5 years old.
Oh, no way.
The dad denied it. She went along with it, and now they're divorced.
Those are real, I think there's a real issue that you've got to deal with, right?
But kids cannot make that choice.
At 5, that's crazy.
At 12, it's crazy.
I didn't think of anything at 5. I mean, you think of your next plane.
Your next piece of candy.
So, Tom, for me, it goes deeper than just the family,
TV
right?
show. I mean,
When you remove God or that spiritual figure out of society, you're going to get these results. Relativism and in morality.
It's pretty obvious. If we all believed in God truly and punishment and reward, we wouldn't do it.
Or just basic, the hard-heartedness of people today. And that's where I
What I'm
disagree.
saying
You
is we're not going
can't
to
solve
change
it.
it.
You could.
You can't put that in. You can't tell parents, I want you to start teaching God. I want you to start emphasizing. They're not going to do it.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't solve it. If they choose not to solve it, that's a different thing.
It's almost biblical. The love of the greater number will cool off, man.
I agree with that.
Let's talk about the best company in the world. I mean that. Everyone can take a lesson on Excel Roofing, on how to run a company. Excel Roofing, the way to run a company, because he doesn't take a dime until you're content. He doesn't penalize you if you don't want to use him after signing the contract. He will take care of you from beginning to end. And what I love is that Jay Bretz believes that if you truly do a good job, you're not going to have a problem. Excel Roofing, what a breath of fresh air in the roofing industry and in the business world. And you don't pay a cent until you're content? That's a true statement. ExcelRoofing.com, and if you hire him, you will use them again and again. I've used them on my homes. That's ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400. Look, you have every person in the world calling themselves a roofer when there's a storm. But remember the guys that have been here for years. Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents.
Lima, there's a woman threatening to sign for generic car insurance.
How many of the Democratic candidates are atheists?
By the way, Shane, I'm not diminishing spiritualism and belief in God. I'm just saying you're not going to change it. I mean, you're not going to instill in people a belief in God. You're not. Or morality. You can't do it. Do you think you can do it? How do you do it? What's your first step? Schools can't teach it.
Well, schools, that's what I'm saying, the family. That's where it's taught.
Oh, I know that. Your family, my family. What about his family? He doesn't teach it. He doesn't want to. So what do you do?
Well, that's his choice, right?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But that's their choice.
But he still, I bet you 10 to 1. You have children or no?
Yes.
You teach them to be respectful to
Oh,
others,
yeah.
right? You teach them to be kind to others.
I doubt there's anyone that teaches people to beat the shit out of
Oh,
people.
the whole shit.
But they're not the ones doing the killing. If you go to these parents, they didn't get brought up, oh, now, when you're pissed off, go get your gun and kill them.
But that's not what
Nobody's taught that.
You simply just don't have to teach the good principles, and by default, you taught the opposite.
But you're not.
Right?
Don't let that guy push you around.
Not pre-qualified, approved. All you need is the appraisal. 303
No, but that's a lot.
Who cares? That's normal shit.
000.
So,
Opportunity lender regulated by DORA and MLS.
it's certainly worth
Terms and conditions, call
trying to do it. To say it's not going to change,
Where do you even
throw your hands
start?
up. In the family.
No, that's a positive. Okay, tomorrow, where do we start? In the family. Okay, where? Tell me how you do it. You make a law? What do you do? How do you get the parents out there right now? Shane, I'm talking about real deals now. How do we start that program? How do you start? I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I don't think I've ever met a better person, let alone a better real estate person, if you're buying or selling real estate. Hey, that's what we do here. We go after bad guys. We've been doing it for 40 years. And we reward the good guys and tell you where to go to get great stuff. We have guests all the time in from the referral list. Like, we got Shane from Zero Res. What a great company. I just got done with them for yesterday. They did my house. God, I saved like 10 grand. I don't need new carpets. We have Jack Lent, Best Basements of Denver. This guy defines the word anal when it comes to perfection. No, I'm serious. He really is one of those people that pays attention to detail. And I hate when people say it's just a basement, because that's not the deal. Best Basements of Denver. And the website's bestbasementsdenver.com. But Frank Duran, the real estate man, he's another guy that will not hold you to a contract. If you don't like him, he figures, okay, let's part. But it doesn't happen. 303-920-1622 is his number. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, whether you're buying or selling. We've been talking about a lot of things, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. On the school shootings, something we cannot ignore. People always, when there's a shooting and a tragedy like this, people ask first, why? Always why? And then, how can we stop it? They ask those two questions all the time. And I don't know if we can stop it. And I don't know if we'll ever know really why. But I do know we can do some screening. What the heck's wrong with screening? It's a practical measure. Limit access to schools. Put in metal detectors and x-rays or whatever it takes. I don't know. Is that stupid? But Jerry says you can't do it. Why, Jerry?
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. Why can't you do screening?
Screening is ineffective for one simple purpose.
Tell the airlines that.
It's not going to stop a shooter.
Well, it stopped them on the airlines. It stopped them on the airlines. Jerry, help me. Why did it stop them on the airlines?
If somebody wanted to go, so let's take DIA, okay? Because DIA and the front door of a school is going to be the same thing. The fact of the matter is, and I'm coming from a very long background.
Make the point, Jerry.
Firearms dealing.
Make the point, Jerry.
Okay,
about it? Getting on a plane.
If I'm approaching a TSA, if I'm approaching anybody, and my intent is not to get on the plane, my intent is to cause mass casualty. The very first person I see with a metal detector and a sidearm is going to be my first target.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Jerry. The violent, hold on, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about standing outside the parking lot of a school. I'm talking about entering a school. We can at least stop guns and people from entering a school with guns. I'm not saying we can stop violence. We can. You're right. People can stay up in a tower or in a house or from a car and shoot at the playground or walk up to the playground and shoot people. You're right. You're right about that. But don't tell me that screening won't limit the number of people entering a school.
Well, it's going to stop them if they're trying to get into the building with the firearm.
But it won't stop violence.
No, it's not.
But it's a deterrent no matter how you look at it.
Into the school.
But isn't it going to be a deterrent? They do it at courthouses now and airlines. It's going to be something, isn't it?
It is a deterrent. But then again, based on my experience, and I have a lot of it, what you fight fire with fire. What really is going to stop an active shooter is knowing that there is an ex-Marine in there with body armor that's armed to the teeth.
You're right. That's true.
That area, that's what's going to stop them.
I'm wondering, can every school afford 2 qualified special ops? I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
No, I know you're absolutely right, and this is my thinking. Now, with what was the last stat I read? 227 kids and teachers have been killed in school shootings. I think the bigger question at this point is how can we not afford to do this?
You know, Jerry, good point. I would like screening, but I would love to have, that's a dream come true, though. That's like if you had 3 wishes. I don't know if it's practical, but I personally would gladly pay more school taxes. I would personally. In fact, a special tax just for that, if they would hire on small areas, 1 guy, on bigger areas, 2 guys, special ops. These guys, I'm talking about badasses. You're right, body armor, because no one would do anything. I mean, so you have the screening to keep down the school, and you have these guys patrolling. Do you think that's stupid? I mean, isn't it terrible we have to do that? But why?
A lot of
these
kids that do this crap, though, seem to blow their own heads off at some point. They seem to kill themselves at the end.
Well, then kill them first, then, before they kill others. So here's the deal. There's got to be a reason to, but I don't think the reason is easy. I don't think it's a reason that you can discover and then solve. I just don't think it is. We will hear all the time, guns are too readily available. That'll never ever change. Okay, even if you take every gun away, the bad guys are going to find a way to do violence. The other part you're going to hear is the breakdown of the family. I don't mean to belittle Dad, or they took God out of schools. Oh, my God, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. That's not going to do it. I mean, do you really believe the kids prayed in the morning that these guys are not going to come and shoot? I mean, I don't know. And then I wish someone would come up with a study of violent people and their families, or not just violent people, but let's say violent young people who do school shootings and stuff like that. I'd like to know what their family life is like, because I refuse to believe that every single family is responsible. I just don't think they are. I think it's the internet and TV and movies, meaning I think that, again, our minds get polluted or reinforced. Weird thoughts get reinforced. Before, weird thoughts are almost extinguished because you don't find like-minded people. Now, as I said, you can find like-minded people for anything, and it gives you validity. Seriously. I mean, I don't know. You can find weirdos where you couldn't find them before. Just do a Google search, and then you start going in these chat rooms. I mean, do you think people fundamentally changed? Shane, you think people changed? Do you think people changed?
Most of the time, it's one single person, though. I mean, it's very rare that there's 2 shooters in these circumstances. Unfortunately, we've had it happen in Colorado.
Yeah, but they find like-minded folks that feed the nonsense.
No, I'm not talking about going with them to the shoot, but like McVeigh, he was online all the time. These people get online and find find other people who write manifestos.
Other nuttos, yeah.
And they say, wow, I'm not the only one. This must be real. This must be the way to do it. You know, who knows how many kids in the 50s and 60s and 70s had weird thoughts but couldn't find reinforcement. It just kind of, maybe their lives changed a bit. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that it's not so simple.
There's no doubt it's not a simple... It's a very complex thing.
By the way, I do agree. If we had a belief in God, or if we had morals, I'm not talking about any particular religion, I agree that people wouldn't kill people. But we don't. And you're never going to stop it. You know, it's so easy to say, okay, we should have more morals and more God and more belief and more... Oh, yeah, we should. Yeah, okay. Now what? Now what? Because guess what? They're not all going to do it. I mean, it's not like you're going to pass a law and say you got to believe in God, and even if you did, people wouldn't.
It's still not going to be a legislative. You can't legislate
well, of course
morality.
You can. What I'm saying is you can't help morality. You cannot make society more moral or less moral. You can't.
Well, how did it get this? My point, Tom, is how did it get here?
Mass communication. Shane, it was always, people are people. I think we just are seeing it now. As I said, when you had a person who wanted to be a weirdo in some way, they had no one else to talk to, or it took so long and it was so far. If there was someone in New York and someone in San Francisco, they couldn't connect in a split second. And now on Instagram or on some weird website, they get validity.
I understand that. I see that.
I'm not saying they didn't exist, but now they group together and they become valid. They're no longer weirdos. Look at Alex Jones. Now, Alex Jones, I don't care what you say, he's very entertaining. Yes, he has millions and millions of listeners and sponsors, but he is a first-class weirdo. He said Sandy Hook was a conspiracy of the government. I mean, look at his beliefs. But he has millions of followers and millions of people who believe what he believes. No one in their right mind who thought that could ever find other people that thought that, but now you put up a website and you get them instantly. Now those people feel validated. So it becomes a thing. So when you say, how did it get this way? Very easily. When you have a little tiny fire over on the East Coast and a little fire on the West Coast, they extinguish themselves. But when you start lighting those fires across the country and they all connect, it becomes a massive fire. I mean, it's because people are connecting. They're getting on the internet and connecting. That's how it got that way. That's how. Mass communication. And am I saying mass communication is bad? No, but it is what it is. Because those people now have validity. Everyone has validity. For God's sakes, people post when they're taking a poop or when they order a cheeseburger. I mean,
agree.
Why the hell do I care?
I agree with that.
But we're not going to change it. Okay, hold on. Eric, what's going on with you, Eric? And I promise you I'll take your problems. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Tom. I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad, so I'm just going to... I've got some stats. So I since Columbine, I looked at how many mass shootings, which is they categorize as 4 people or more, okay?
Yeah.
How many people, it's when you round it into the population and the number of people shot and that sort of thing, it's 0.0005% of the population. There is 350 million guns in the United States and about 150 million homes. And if guns were the issue, wouldn't we just massacre every day?
Well, I don't think guns are the issue. I think guns make it easier, but I don't think guns are the issue. I really don't think anyone says guns are the issue. I think people say guns. I think the people who are against guns say guns make it easier.
And the other thing, to your, defending the schools and that sort of thing, the NIH, National Institute of Health, during Obama, did a study of defensive uses of weapons.
Yes.
And it was on the low end, it was about 500,000 per year. On the high end, about 3 million. And so this is, again, this study was kind of quashed by the Obama administration because it obviously didn't sing their song. But I would encourage everybody to go look up National Institute of Health defensive uses of a weapon.
Meaning how many times it was successful?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, how many times?
Listen, I don't doubt it. I absolutely don't doubt that if we had some badass special forces men and women in the schools, this wouldn't happen. As soon as that kid pulled out that gun and there was some kind of, they would be in there so damn fast. Yeah, I believe it. But first of all, if we had the screening, they wouldn't have the gun in the school. I mean, when are we going to wake up? We do it on the airlines. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it in the classrooms and in the schools. I mean, yeah, it's going to raise our costs, but guess what? That's what happens. Life changes. You know, for all the technology, the conveniences technology brought us, and the lower cost of TVs and computers and everything we do, everything is actually lower cost than it ever was because of technology. So now, on the other end, we make up for it in the extra protections we need because of it. So it balances out. Matt, tell me about Social Security. Matt?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on with your Social Security?
Well, every time I apply for Social Security, but the problem is I got so many people in my corner.
Now, when you say applying for Social Security, are you talking about disability?
Well, yes.
Okay, then hold on, please. We're going to get our expert for SSDI.
There's a couple of crashes to watch out for that are causing some backups there. Got a wreck northbound 225 at Iliff. Yeah, 225's been a rough stretch this morning.
There is no money in that.
Hold on. There are some attorneys that do that.
Oh, hell yeah, there are. But boy, you talk about Mills.
See if Ben Dinelli's
He might.
They might do it.
He does workman's comp.
Or if they can at least talk about it.
Weather forecast. Well, going to be areas of showers and fog throughout the rest of today with a high of 45 tonight. Rain, snow mix overnight, a low of 32. Right now, light rain and 42. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
I do believe that.
This
Social
report
media
is
does
sponsored
that.
by
I mean, remember,
Of course it does.
you thought being a furry was screwed up.
Oh, until I found other people that wore talents like me.
Seamless mortgage experience. Visit
It does put validity and stuff.
Licensed in all 50 states. Equal housing.
It's not just
Okay, guys. Let's talk about living stem cell therapy. If you want stem cell therapy, there is only one clinic that I know and trust for living stem cell therapy. Now, there are other good clinics, okay? But the one that I align myself with is Centeno Schultz or Regenex. That's their affiliated clinics. Dr. Chris Centeno invented stem cell therapy in a clinical setting. But this is really important to say, okay? Any clinic out there that ships fluids into the clinic will not give you true living stem cell therapy. It's that easy. If you want to know living stem cell therapy, it must be your cells extracted at the time of treatment. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201. And please ask about their weekly seminars. These are important. In fact, they do free screenings and ultrasounds at these events. So if you have shoulder pain, rotator cuff, arthritis, find out more. TheStemCellExperts.com.
Missed rates being this low before.
I didn't realize how.
Lower rates may help you to qualify for your new home or lower your payments and eliminate mortgage insurance. Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500. We've been serving Colorado since 2001, and many of our clients are taking advantage of the lower rates. Most are able to save hundreds a month, all without extending their term. What could you do with $300, $400 a month or more? Pay off debt? Do some home improvement that you've been putting off? With your equity increasing and rates lowering, now might be the last chance to save thousands in interest. Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500. Have you applied for a loan lately? Are you being treated like you're in an assembly line? No one listening? Just talking? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500, where we will listen and find the right loan for you, all without the stress. Take AIM, 720-895-0500.
Icon Eye Care is your hometown LASIK partner of the Denver Broncos. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Icon Eye Care has done more than 250,000 LASIK procedures in Colorado with the top surgeons around. I'm getting the word out about Denver's LASIK Center of Excellence. See the world in a whole new light. Toss your glasses and contacts away. Call Icon today for your free LASIK consultation at 866-GOT-ICON. Or visit iconeyecare.com.
Does anyone want to face a DUI? But somehow it happened. Now you must deal with it.
And you better do it by the book, and you better get help. You need the law offices of Joseph A. Lazzara. 303-429-6200. Free initial consultations. 303-429-6200. You're going to face a trying time. Get someone to protect your rights. Joseph A. Lazzara. 303-429-6200. Are you looking for cabinets, countertops? Do you want to renew your kitchen? Artofgranite.net. You know what I love about Mitch Floria, the owner? He's proud of what he does and will give prices on the phone. All you have to do is call him. Give him some measurements, send him a photo, and you get a price. And that price is pretty darn close. He charges wholesale for all his materials and only charges for fabrication and installation. He'll tear out and haul away free. He'll also do the bathroom free.
The lady T-boned us. We end up there. I send in the hospital bills. They send me 15 grand. Yep, no subrogation whatsoever. They reimburse the
also,
policy.
even if your other insurance paid the emergency.
Of course they did, yes.
How much is the policy?
$500 a year for a family.
And how much do they pay for emergency rooms? If you want,
What's that?
How much do
They do maximum 15 grand.
6 days a week.
Maximum.
I can use that twice.
So if I'm on Medicare,
Only emergency.
hey, listen, man. If I'm on Medicare,
It won't matter. They pay you. You have to send them the hospital bill.
but they tried to balk yours, right?
No, what they were saying is I had to send them. Mine was weird this time because MedPay paid for it, okay? And MedPay didn't give me what they generally want from your health insurance provider. But MedPay finally did give it to me. And then I got it.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, bestbasementsdenver.com and zeroresdenver.com are our guests, and we've had such a crazy show today we haven't gotten to them, but we do have a few email questions, and those are their websites. Let's go to the phones and get to this Social Security thing quickly. And Matt, so bottom line, you are applying for Social Security disability. Let me explain something to you based on our experience. Social Security disability will always be turned down the first time, always. Okay, that's just always. Then they require you to apply a second time. So that's why a lot of SSDI attorneys encourage you to go through it once on your own, get it turned down, and then come back to them. It's almost, because then you don't have to pay attorneys twice, because you will never be approved the first time. So Matt, is this the first time you're applying?
Yes, but I already went through court and I got denied.
Okay, first of all, what's the nature of your disability?
I have an intellectual disability.
A what?
Intellectual disability.
Intellectual? Tell me what that is.
It's
He
kind
can't
of
talk.
explains.
Intellectual. Tell me what is going on with you.
Well, I have an advocate working with me.
Okay. Do they say that it's impossible for you to handle any job? That's by the way the standard. It's impossible for you to hold any job.
Well, I lost my job again.
Okay. How long? What did you do for a living?
Well, the last job I was a daytime porter at the Global Village Academy.
Okay. Now, Matt, I just want to say something. If you are unable to keep a job, I don't know how to put this, and I'm not talking to you, but in general. Let's say someone can't keep a job because they don't like authority, okay? They're pains in the ass, and they don't like taking orders, or they don't get along with people. That is not a disability, okay? And even to a point that if they have anger issues or they have problems. Now, if you are mentally retarded or it's to a point where your brain is not functioning or Down syndrome or something where you can't do any job whatsoever, then that would be a disability that would count toward SSDI. So you say you have an intellectual problem. What is your diagnosis? What is your medical diagnosis? Is this difficult for you to understand, or do you understand me?
Yeah, I understand you, but you know,
you have to have a medical diagnosis. You have to have.
Well, I never found out the word with intellectual disability.
Well, an intellectual disability, there are about 1,000 things that can be called an intellectual disability. Okay? For example, an intellectual disability is being illiterate, but it's not a disability.
I could be I might be a slow learner.
I understand, but that's not under the disabilities for SSDI. That's what I'm trying to get at, Matt, because being a slow learner or dyslexic doesn't get you SSDI, because you can still dig a ditch. You see what I'm getting at? Is that I don't even know if you're qualified for SSDI. I don't know what is the problem you're having. You were turned down.
I've been telling that to myself all that time.
Now we're going to try to get an expert for you. You were turned down and you appealed it in court. Did you have an attorney?
Well, yeah, but now they turn mine to a federal law.
What do you mean a federal law? Social Security is federal.
Well, yeah, my lawyer sent all the information out in, they're located out in Philadelphia.
Okay, so Matt, maybe truly, and I'm serious, I mean this, maybe we're not communicating properly because you don't understand the system and how it works, so maybe I should talk to your attorney. Would you allow us to do that? That's a yes or a no.
No, that would be a no. I think not yet.
Okay, then here's what we're going to do. We can't help you because we don't understand your problem.
Okay.
So we need to get someone that you know, that you trust, for us to talk to. Okay, Suzanne, give him a way to call us back with somebody we can talk to. I'd like to talk to your attorney or your advocate. We can't, Matt, it's clear you're not understanding what I'm trying to get through, because maybe you do have some intellectual incapacity, but whether or not it qualifies for SSDI is another question, okay?
They have some stuff about it on their website, and you have to have an IQ like under, 59.
No, it has to be
for SSDI.
I mean, if you can dig a ditch, you're not going to get SSDI.
That's right.
Okay. Now, CJ, what is happening?
Yes. So my daughter plays softball, and
Okay.
she is 13 years old.
Okay.
And she was on a team, the Warriors.
Okay.
And we had a team bonding night, a slumber party with all the girls on the softball team, which is 12 girls. And it happened to be on a night we were doing a fundraiser, so all the parents were at the fundraiser.
Wait, the bonding night was the same night as a fundraiser for the softball team?
Correct.
So why did the softball team have conflicting events?
No, the team bonding night was because the fundraiser was a poker night for the parents.
I understand that, but then why would they have a team bonding night on the same night?
Because then the children weren't going to go to the poker event.
Oh, they did that on purpose.
Yes.
Oh, I get you. Go ahead
then. It was coordinated.
I see. Go ahead then.
So the team bonding night was at one of the players' houses that they had opened it up, and the chaperone for the night was the assistant coach.
Okay.
Who is 20 years old.
Okay.
And all the parents were at the poker night.
Gotcha.
Fundraiser.
So the assistant coach, 20 years old, was the chaperone.
Was the chaperone.
Okay.
And the adult.
Gotcha.
In that scenario. And volunteered to do such.
Gotcha.
And what happened at the team bonding night with the girls, while they played a game of Truth or Dare, the assistant coach made as one of the Truth or Dares for one of the girls to drink a shot of tequila.
Are you kidding me? He was having 13-year-old girls drink tequila.
I hope he got arrested.
Because then
It's
the
she.
other girls were like,
The assistant coach is a she, right, CJ?
The assistant coach is a 23-year-old girl.
No, 20-year-old.
I mean, excuse me, a 20-year-old woman, a young woman?
Yes.
Okay. So, did she get arrested?
No. See, what she did was then after it happened.
Did the girls actually drink?
One girl did. Yes.
Oh, only one?
Only one.
How did she get drunk?
I wasn't there, so I couldn't speculate on that.
Okay. So what do you want right now? If you had to sum up your problem.
It gets better, because then she made all the girls swear what she called a circle of trust.
Circle of trust. Okay.
Not to tell their parents.
Circle of trust, and they had to swear not to tell parents.
Yes.
Okay, then what?
So this did not come out until later. A few weeks later, one of the girls actually did tell her parents.
Okay.
And then that's when all of the rest of the parents found out about this.
But let's not make, I mean, this is a terrible, terrible thing, but let's not make more of it than it is. One girl, he contributed to the delinquency of a minor. Right. She provided alcohol, and it's a terrible thing. But I need to know where we're going with it right after this.
It's a lot better, it turned out. Or a girl.
You know,
should be fired.
Your reactions are very slow.
The circle of trust, they all help pink.
I love the circle of trust.
We need a circle of trust.
Yeah, we'll give you a circle of trust.
They have that. Look at that from a
most
parent
prisons
perspective.
have the circle
I
of
think the
trust.
parents are idiots for allowing 13-year-old girls to have a party with a 20-year-old.
Well, if it was a guy at first, I'm thinking we're all complete idiots. But a girl, I don't know.
That's just me.
But that's one stupid 20-year-old girl that doesn't think a bunch of 13-year-olds are going to laugh.
Exactly.
Do you guys remember in school where you'd whisper one thing, and by the time it gets to the last person in line, it's totally different?
Every year we have these issues in prom night where parents serve teenagers. And the police nail those parents.
For drinking?
Absolutely. Nail them.
Parents giving alcohol to teenagers.
Oh, on prom night and shit. I see what you're saying.
Anybody that had problems.
Can kids drink? Can he give his kids wine at Thanksgiving? Is that illegal or not?
Legal.
It is legal.
In Wisconsin,
I don't know.
you can be underage with your parents, and you can drink a beer at lunch.
My daughter actually told me that weird snippet about a week ago, and I didn't believe her, and he's absolutely right.
I'm from Wisconsin.
I did
See, it
not
was a
believe
slumber party, right? A sleepover party? Yeah. We don't allow our kids to do sleepovers because so much crap like this happens.
How about should I pause? How about a church?
Guys, right now. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a loan, look no further. Now, whether you're buying or refining, they have custom term loans. You may want to get that low rate but not go back to 30. You might want to have 15. You might want to have 13, 23, whatever it is. They also have an interest rate guarantee. This is the best feature. If rates go down just by 0.75% over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. Then, if it happens again, you get another 2 years every single time, a 2-year guarantee. They also have credit optimization, which means that your credit is looked at. You may have to pay down one balance by $40 or transfer a balance or correct an address. It's called credit optimization. They know what the algorithms look for to increase your credit score and get you better pricing. And that's done quickly, legally, and ethically. 303-867-7000. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. IdealHomeLoans.com.
So I got a question for you guys. You know this. Do you know of a good company that would do a first position HELOC to wipe out your mortgage completely?
Yes.
Who?
What you call it?
My bank, my loan, my way.
My bank, my loan, my way. And it's a great loan. Let me tell you why it's a great loan. If you have, you got to qualify for it.
Sure.
Once you have it, you can pay your loan down one day, you pay it back, and grab the money the next day. And if you keep an accompanying bank account with them, no matter how much is in that account, and I don't mean keep it tied up, it can be in a checking account.
Yeah, liquid.
And if you have 15, 20 grand in and out of that account, for however many days it's in that account, it counts against your balance.
So you only pay interest on what's not there.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not keeping your money.
So they would do a loan for $300,000.
Absolutely.
If the value,
my house is like $520,000.
Absolutely. As long as you qualify, yeah, they'll wipe it out. And better yet, simple is
actually for you,
it's not advertised.
For you, what would be very beneficial, because we know you have a business, is if you could use that cash flow from your business to offset into that bank account.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a mortgage.
You wouldn't have a mortgage crash.
If you had $300,000-$400,000 going through your business account
all the time,
it doesn't tie it up. They just do an overnight sweep. Okay. They count it against your balance. You save that day of interest. It's like you have a zero balance.
And like you said, there's no amortization schedule.
There is no downside. No
it's not
downside.
front-loaded like every mortgage in the world.
Yeah. No downside whatsoever. You can take the money out, put the money back in.
Now, saying that, I don't know what the interest rate is.
No, it's only, it's
It's what?
It's par. It's not more.
It's a little more. It definitely is a
But
little
even
more.
if you have an interest rate of quarter, 5, 6, 7%, right?
No, it's not that high.
You're still going
No,
to.
you're within
You're going to
half
save.
a percent.
Well,
I'm at
because
4%
it's simple
right now at
interest,
home.
you're going to save a ton.
So my loan,
It'll
my
be
bank
5% on this loan, or 5.5%. It'll be 3.5%.
without a doubt.
Now, there's another product. You don't know about this one yet. Brent was in last week. This one's cool too, man. It's a 10-year deal. You don't have to make any payments on it. 0 payments for 10 years.
Oh, my God.
0 payments for 10 years. They share, when the loan comes due, they share in the equity of the house. So, for example, if your house is worth $100,000, 10 years from now it's worth $140,000. Okay, they get a chunk of that $40,000 in equity.
Plus the back interest?
That's the only thing that calculates the back interest. Is all they're doing is betting on the growth of the
Now,
house.
hold on. What if the house doesn't go up?
Well, then you're not going to owe shit. You're going to have.
You'll have a free loan.
No, you'll have. It's under 1% or whatever it is.
And that's
Mark,
my bank.
that's where.
No, this is a
Mark,
new
that's
product.
worth getting money out just to get it.
I know. He's just finishing the deal up on
Oh,
it.
come on.
It's amazing.
Did
you hear him talking about it?
I didn't really listen to it, the whole thing.
I've never heard of anything like it. And it's not through a bank.
Do they get
It's not technically a
Do they
loan.
get
Is it legal?
50%?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. CJ says that her daughter, 13 years old, is part of a softball team, okay? Now, they go to a bonding night. The parents aren't there. There's a 20-year-old female chaperone who gives the one girl a drink of tequila as part of Truth or Dare. Then they make the girl swear not to tell the parents. The parents find out about it. I guess what I want to get at is this. What do you want, CJ? I agree with you. This is egregious. This is terrible. The 20-year-old girl maybe should be charged with contributing to the delinquency. But in essence, what do you want?
This is where I need your help, Tom. Please. The 8 families have left the team over this, and the coach and how they've dealt with this and everything. And we have appealed to the board of directors for the Warrior organization, which is the softball team, over and over and over again to refund our money. Because
to refund what money?
We each pay approximately, depending on fundraisers, but I paid $1,500 for my daughter.
Just wait a sec. You paid $1,500
yes,
for what?
To be on the team.
All right, but hold on, Mark. Hold on.
It's a traveling competitive team.
I think that they overreacted. I don't think that they owe you. I don't think it's the team's fault. I think it's a 20-year-old girl's stupid fault. Well, I mean,
the assistant coach.
Okay.
The assistant coach is the coach's daughter, so they suspended her and then brought her back, Tom, just so you know.
Well, she shouldn't be brought back, okay? But however, I mean, just to say, okay.
And so
if there is no longer, listen, if there is no longer a team, CJ, if there's no longer a team and it's not your fault, here's the way I feel. If you quit over this and say, I refuse to take part in this team and you want a refund, I think it's questionable. I really do. Because the league could easily say we dealt with it and we still have a team. We're still going to compete. However, if a bunch of, CJ, can I finish? If a bunch of parents leave and leave you with no team and you don't have a choice, then I do believe you have a refund. But truly, I believe that this is my opinion. If people leave on their own volition and they could have easily stayed there and competed, I think they overreacted. I don't think that I think it's terrible, but the 20-year-old, get her off the damn thing and keep the team.
She was suspended, but her father's the head coach, and he's allowing her to return back.
Well, I wouldn't put up with that.
If you had issues with it, our daughters are being retaliated against.
So listen, I do agree that some of these parents, listen, no matter what, the team is disbanded because of her behavior. Is that in a nutshell?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if the team is disbanded, literally disbanded, because of this girl's behavior, and they cannot deliver on what you paid for, then yeah, you should get a refund. But I want to know this. Where did the fundraising money go?
It's still in the team's hands.
And when you say team, what do we mean?
Organization.
Do we mean a league or do we mean one team?
It's an organization.
Of how many teams?
Our team has that, which is 14 and under.
How many teams in the organization?
I believe in that particular organization, there's 2 teams.
How many? And only one team was disbanded?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
so,
one was a 10 and under. The other one is
But the
14
parents
and under.
left. They chose to disband the team, Tom, just like you pointed out. They chose to disband it. They weren't forced.
No, but a judge could possibly rule they had good reason to. I don't know. See,
We feel it's a breach of contract.
okay, that's what I was going to ask. How do you feel it's a breach of
I
contract?
feel it's a breach of contract as far as the trust issue involved with the coach.
Is there an actual contract, though?
I don't think there is.
Yes, we signed a contract.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
CJ, let's get right down to brass tacks. Let's get right down to it, okay? You have $1,500 at risk here, okay?
Yes.
$1,500. Small claims court against who's the team? Who's the leader of the team? The coach?
The coach, and then there's a
No.
board.
I mean the organization.
So a board of directors.
The board of directors. You have to sue this team in small claims court. You have to get. Are they a 501(c)(3)?
I believe they are.
You have to get the registered agent and serve them and go to small claims court to get your $1,500 back. I can't believe they're not refunding the money. Now, even though technically they still had a team, and they're saying, look, we dealt with this issue, okay? We dealt with it, and you overreacted. Why should we close the entire team just for one act?
Did anybody call the cops?
The police officers were consulted.
Well, first of all, the parent of the one girl who drank is the one who has...
Yeah, there were only a couple of parents who were able to press charges. They didn't want to. Those parents have left the team too. I don't know why they're not getting heavy-handed with this, Tom, saying we're going to go after charges if you don't want to give us our money back.
Yeah, but I think you go after charges anyway.
Or Mark has a good point on suing the 20-year-old.
Is not to me is not worth $1,500. Walk away and leave.
I would no. I see where they want their money. I understand.
I do, but it's not worth your time.
Yeah, but
$1,500.
Yeah, but come on, man. I mean, they wanted a team, but here's again, I wonder.
The problem is our daughters to play on another team for the rest of the season. You'd have to pay approximately another $1,500 more to get your daughter
now
on
listen,
another team.
This particular
And so
organization.
that's a
What's the
lot
name
of
of this
money
particular?
combined.
What's the name of this particular organization?
The Warriors.
No,
the Warriors softball.
Warriors softball with 2 teams. Warrior softball. Okay.
Based out of where?
Stanley Lake area.
Okay. You need for you $1,500. You can't. Your parents can't all get together. I mean, unless you all want to hire an attorney, you could do that and sue the team. The team. You want to do that? You can do that. They can just dissolve.
Can you negotiate that $1,500 waive to get to another team and say, okay, you're not going to refund us the $1,500 physically, but just go to another team and waive that fee to go to another team?
We know the other team is different organizations. We'd have to pay to that team.
Okay, then, I mean, I wouldn't mind calling the team. Mark, do you feel like calling this team? What do you think? Do you think the team should refund the money, or do you think the team should
would be, like Suzanne said, I would get heavy-handed with this 20-year-old. I mean, to me, it's all the 20-year-old's fault.
Except that, well, I guess other parents could charge, but what are they going to charge? What are they going to get them charged with? The other parents didn't have a girl that drank. Even the girl that drank. I mean, there really is I know this doesn't sound like much, but it is a minor infraction. It really is.
I know it is.
I know you think, CJ, it's a major deal, and I guess it is.
It happens all the time, man.
But she didn't drink that much. No one got drunk. No one got hurt. They dealt with it. What if they got a new coach? Would you guys come back or not?
We have pled and pleaded and begged for them just to replace the coach. And
you would have stayed if they. What was their reasoning for not replacing the coach?
If they would have replaced the coach.
What was their reasoning for not replacing the coach?
They said no need. They emphatically support the head coach, who is the father of the 20-year-old.
I understand that, but the point is they support the coach, and they won't replace the coach.
The coach.
So here's the point.
All 8 families left because they did not support the coach. And the coach was retaliatory against the girls whose parents questioned.
Let's just see if the coach will come on. Let's leave it at that.
Listen, we're going to make some phone calls. Hold on. We will make some phone calls to Warriors softball out of Stanley Lake area. We'll find out why are they letting an assistant coach who let a minor drink still coach that team, and why will they not refund money? I do believe it's a little unreasonable.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by...
Let's get heavy into Suzanne. Start calling her. I'll have Mark call him. I'd love Mark. I'd love you to confront him. I mean, this is something.
I wonder if he'll come on.
I like what you did the other day. You said, I'm on the phone with them right now. You can be on the phone with them on the air without them being on the air. That's wonderful. I love that.
Where's Stanley Lake?
I've heard of it, but
Stanley Lake is up just
Westminster?
Isn't that where the Shining ship was?
Oh, Stanley Lake, isn't that here in Denver?
Yeah. No, it's not way up there. It's
I thought that's something to do
You
with
got
the
Stanley
Stanley
Hotel.
Lake is real close. It's north Denver.
Are you sure that wasn't filmed in a lake?
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken
Stanley
Loans
Hotel.
with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience.
Westminster.
Visit Rocket
It
Mortgage.
is Westminster.
Okay, guys.
Licensed in all 50 states. Equal housing lender. And MLS.
Everyone in my office has used Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I'm using him right now in a transaction. I have to tell you, I have never, ever had anyone so detailed and so attentive. And no, it's not just me. I'm telling you, this guy closes more homes in a month than most realtors close in a year. He takes care of each and every one. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, whether buying or selling, 303-920-1622.
Lawn lovers, run with us on the John Deere C500 Series C-Track mower, built to mow better, faster, with an Excel Deep Mower Deck. Because whether you're up against the clock or
Tom, you said you homeschooled your kids?
My kids were, well, I didn't, but we had a teacher. She has a master's. You know, she's a
What did that cost you a year to
child care. Well, she was their nanny anyway, so she was getting paid anyway. So, but the program wasn't. And then we had, they did 1 year of homeschool. Then they did a year of hybrid on campus, 2 days a week, and at home. And then the rest of their time was all conventional. But they tried homeschooling 1 year, just homeschooling with the nanny. Then the other year, a couple years later, did the hybrid program. But my kids thrived best in school.
They did. Yeah.
And we had a Christian school, and we like it. And she's going to a Christian high school next year.
We've looked at trying to find hire someone as masters or come in and teach and do that. But we just haven't found one.
Well, depending on the hours, Audrey might be available. She's a early childhood developer. She's wonderful. Because as my kids are, I'll talk to her, and then I'd be glad to. As my kids are getting older, I think she's looking for other stuff maybe, because I don't know how long I don't know how much she's working with them now, because obviously when I get them, I don't have a nanny, but I'll see. But she's their full-time nanny, or she has been. We've been paying for a full-time nanny, but I think they don't need a full-time nanny. They're 12 and 13, or 12 and 14.
Okay. Yeah, talk with her and just see.
Yeah, and she's interested for sure. Yeah. Because really, a homeschooling program is not as long as a regular school day because they get total focus, and it would be at your house. I mean, it's
do 3 hours what they do in 7, 8 hours.
Oh my God, my kids excel.
And a ton more.
My kids excelled with her.
Yeah.
I didn't like the hybrid program. I liked that program with her.
Yeah.
But now they're just too old, and as they get older, it's more difficult. I think
they start doing self-teaching, right? You could do online with colleges and stuff.
There's a lot of good programs.
There's a ton. Yeah. More and more people are moving towards that and doing the homeschooling stuff. So
the kids have to socialize though.
Yeah, but they socialize a ton.
And by the way, nowadays all school systems have to accept them for extracurricular activities.
They have to.
So they can be on the basketball teams, they can be on the soccer, whatever.
We get a lot of that at church.
And you know, the school they're going to, Southeast Christian, just opened up a homeschool division, meaning that they will involve homeschoolers. I think a lot of them are doing this because mostly Christians are doing it. Not that others wouldn't, but mostly Christians are. Therefore, a lot of the Christian schools have to either embrace it or they're going to lose.
And a lot of the colleges now are leaning more towards homeschoolers. And
Oh no, they can't discriminate against them.
no, but they actually go after and
They have a certain
market
percentage.
towards.
There's a certain percentage.
Yep.
Rates lowering now might be the last chance to save thousands in interest. Take AIM, affordable interest mortgage, 720-895-0500. Have you applied?
I'm ready for some lunch. Here we go, Tom. Who's waving at you?
No one listening? Just talking? Take AIM, affordable interest mortgage, 720-895-0500.
No. The other gentleman right there. Oh, he's aboard.
Without distress. Take AIM, 720-895-0500.
The unknown, that's what drives a lot of people away from calling an electrician when there's a warm outlet or a switch or something, or a plumber or something. No, normally they'll call a plumber because there's a leak, they want to get it done. But listen, no matter what the problem, you have a defined cost, $39. Fix it 24/7. $39, no matter how long it takes, they'll find the problem and give you a complete, full written estimate. If you decide to have the work done, they subtract the $39. It's that easy. You control the cost from beginning to end. And that's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
So you're confident with that? The company, My Bank, My Loan, My Way?
Oh my God, yes. Oh, they've been doing it for years. Oh, they're good people. Yeah.
Okay.
But there must be a minimum of at least a day to use that money, don't you think? Well, you said there's a sweep each night.
Yeah,
So after they sweep it?
There's no minimum. No minimum. If you have it in one day, you get 1 day of credit. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Major Mark Major is making calls on the softball team. Jim, I'm so sorry for the wait. What's going on with you with Southwest Windows, Jim?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Yes. So, like a lot of homes in Colorado Springs, we had the hail damage.
Yes.
In August. I had entered a contract with Southwest Windows, the owner, to replace my hail damage, the tile roof and the gutters.
Yes.
So he's a general contractor.
So they call themselves Southwest Windows, but they do tile. They did your tile and gutters.
Right. It's Southwest Windows and more.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I asked, well, why would I go with a window company to do my
But anyway, what's the problem? Let's get right to that. What is the problem?
Well, so it was immediate apparent that it was a very amateurish job. The tile wasn't lining up. There was often there wasn't a dump truck, so they're just throwing the tile on the ground.
Okay, so did they finish?
Well, so they finished what they thought was finished.
That's what I was going to ask. So in their mind, they're done, but you feel they have a lot to do to clean up or to adjust or to make corrections?
Right. Well, there's still broken tile on the roof. There's tile that's fallen off the roof.
How much have you paid them so far?
Well, so this is the thing. So there was a $55,000 settlement check that was made out to me and the mortgage company.
That's right. Okay, and that was for what? Everything?
That was for everything, and then
what does everything constitute?
Roof, gutters, and then repairs to garage doors, and some trim. But that was about $500.
Okay, so hold on a sec. How much of that money did Southwest Windows and more get?
Well, so...
Can you just give me an amount, how much they got? I just need to know that. How much money do they have?
They have it all.
Okay. How the hell did that happen?
Well, so I endorsed the check. I talked with the owner. He assured me that the way this works is that...
Okay, here's the bottom line. You paid him for the whole job, and now you have a bunch of problems. Is that what it boils down to?
Right, because they fraudulently endorsed the check that wasn't made out to them.
Who was it made out to?
It was made out to my mortgage company.
Well, how the heck did they endorse it? Hold on a second. We'll come back. They broke the law.
They
Get them
they
arrested.
said they were going to go through to the mortgage company and
They
get
have
it.
to file a
Both of them
police
have to
report.
sign it.
Right, exactly, that's what I told
They
them.
have to file a police report.
Now that is worth going after.
No, that's truly a problem.
No, just the principle that
I don't know how that would have changed this problem. It wouldn't have changed anything.
No, I agree, and they said they would take it to the mortgage company, he signed off on it and gave it to them. So he has his signature
And the
on it.
mortgage company never signed off on it.
Right.
Actually, it's the mortgage company that has the action.
Yeah, because they.
Do they?
Yeah, they have.
Because they signed
Yeah,
on
because
behalf of the
they're
mortgage
because
company.
they're collateral. Somebody did not. Yeah, they're collateral.
But they're not being damaged.
They sure as hell are. They're
They
collateral.
are. No, they're out of it. They say that's.
But their collateral is worth less because it doesn't have a roof.
Oh, I see. You're right. Okay.
It doesn't have a good roof.
Ah, you're right. You're right. I was thinking insurance company doesn't have it, but you're right. Then mortgage company. Yeah.
Well, I got a comment from the dad, or the coach.
Oh, you did? Good.
I called the attorney, left a message with him, and then I left a message with the
So they hired
girl.
an attorney over this.
No, he happens to be the head of whatever. His name is Michael. I think he happens to be an attorney.
Oh, he is an attorney.
He's an attorney?
Yeah, I think that's exactly.
They
She
need-
said he was an attorney, right, to Michael? Yeah.
The board.
It's not he's not like an attorney for the board. He
I
just
know,
happens to
right.
be an
But
attorney.
you're not talking about the coach who's an
No,
attorney.
the coach, I got a,
Okay, good.
I did get a comment.
And the comment was?
I'm not gonna say I'm
He's
teasing.
teasing. He's a teaser. He did this in school. He's a teaser. Nanny, boo.
Hey, I found it. Yeah, my bank, my loan, my way.
Oh, good.
I went on, and I just.
The other one I was talking
Who's
about
the
is
contact
through
there?
Ideal. John Clace.
Okay, that's, yeah.
John Clace. Klaeess.
Yeah, John.
That's the
Talk to John.
information I got.
The other thing is,
Oh,
is
you will love
when
that.
you look into these and look into fees, look into everything, I'm always looking for stuff too, man. I mean, I'd probably be at about 6.9, but if you truly had that much equity in, I'd do a loan for you. I'd do a second. So.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah, I trust you. I know you.
We're
Well,
just
the
trying
equity's got to be in there.
We're just trying to clear. I just want to get rid of my mortgage.
Is it too high an interest rate or what?
No, my
Do
goal
you want
is to
extra
get
money
free.
or just
No, I just want to.
But you're gonna.
Yeah, but you're still gonna have a
Yeah,
loan.
you're still gonna-
Well, I know, but have you ever heard of 101 Financial?
What is it?
It's basically paying down your mortgage in a rapid rate.
Right.
Yeah.
And just all your income going towards that mortgage and knocking it down. You're still using that line of credit.
Well, one of the first
for-
things you need to do is get simple interest. That's
the big thing.
How
right?
old is your mortgage?
We did it.
Why a
in
second? I do a first. I would
2013.
do a first for him.
Well, that's what we do. I just pay out the second.
I'd love to get 5%, 4%.
I wouldn't do it that low. I'd be at 6.99. Rates are up, dude. They're not what we were doing 3 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm talking about my personal money.
Oh yeah.
What the hell? I mean, what am I going to do with my money? I don't, getting a rate like that.
See, he has it. He wouldn't have that first, and then what he could do though is he could put that money in his business and make more money. I mean, that's the reality of what he's trying to do.
I just want to get rid of it and be out of debt because we'll be out of debt in our business in a year.
And then then with the line of credit, or not the line of credit, but let's say you get $300,000 on your house and you pay off your loan. How do you pay off that loan? Are you going to
everything right?
Just pay interest only, or how do you want to do it?
Just everything goes towards that loan on that line of credit, and over time it just rapidly knocks it down and clears that loan.
Yeah, I
just
would do
don't like
any.
debt.
I do whatever term you want too, man. If you want, I do a 5-year term. I mean, really. So I'd want some term. I don't think I'd go more than 10 years out, but I go 10 years.
Yeah.
No, you're a prime candidate. I'd love to do it.
Hey, go away.
Shit, I'll do half. You do half.
Well, okay, we can do that.
If they don't work out, we'll come back and talk
about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
we
the only
know
difference.
we're.
The only difference if you do it with us, you're not going to get the benefit of that money paying down your interest. Yeah. That's for sure a better deal. I mean, it really is a better deal. But
we want that line of credit where you can use that line of credit to pay bills and everything else you need to.
No, for more money. You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, I would even do. Let's think of this. Let's say we open a bank account wherever, and we fund it with 300, we do a first on the house, I would actually let it offset what was ever in there. I'd only charge them interest on what was gone, long as I could pick the bank, of course, because then what I would do is something with the bank.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
In other words, we do the exact loan.
Yeah, so talk to them and see.
Yeah,
check out fees and all of that.
That's the biggest part, the closing. Where you'd always save with us is closing costs. We'd have to come up with what's rate, but we're not gonna, there's gonna be, for real, no closing costs.
Yeah. And no bullshit qualifying or apps.
Yeah. And you wouldn't show it, we don't report to credit agencies, so you wouldn't even show it out there.
Unless you want us to. But
yeah, but why would you?
But it would
want
be simple interest, which is a savings right there. But then,
and just be backed by the first.
But you want a little more than the 3, right? You wanted a little more. He wants more than the 3, which is all right, because you want to have money to be able to use in your. Yeah, okay, for sure.
I'd want 30% of value.
70% loan to value is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Bright Light Chiropractic is the place to go if you are looking for a chiropractor. I love Bright Light Chiropractic, and I'll tell you why. Because they do chiropractic. So many chiropractors are getting into all kinds of weird stuff. You know, if you want to go to University and County Line, brighten your family. The way to make your own appointment is at brightlightdenver.com. Dr. Mike Hederscheit, he does a full evaluation with digital x-rays and thermal scans and an exam, all for just $50. It's a wonderful value. And you know what? Adjustments start at just $25 and go up, but never more than, it's never a lot of money, like $40 or so. He's a great guy. And he takes insurance, of course, if you qualify, if he takes the insurance, he loves to do that. But he is all about service and getting you out of pain. 720-583-4506, 720-583-4506, or brightlightdenver.com.
I just spent $6,000 with Buddy Mitchell. It's so easy. He does an online contract, just like a realtor, man.
I know, I love him.
It was crazy.
I scheduled with him online. I was going to schedule.
What did he do?
I went online to schedule with you.
Oh.
I went online to schedule with you, but I needed it too soon, so that's why I called you.
When did you get it done? You got it done same day then, didn't you?
No, he came to my house the next day.
The next day?
But my God, they were there all day.
What guy did you have?
We had 2 guys.
Kenny Oates.
Is he a kind of older guy?
No. Well,
I had the guy that did mine from you guys said he was like the one that he was the top guy or something. I don't know. He was really good though. He was at our house long time, bro. He was probably at our house. Fuck, man, 4 hours plus.
Good. Everything turned out well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're replacing the carpet now or getting hardwood.
It's just in the basement.
Just the basement.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK is our number, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by SimplyFloorsInc.com. They were at my house, and I'll tell you, I was going to buy new carpets. I love the selections and the way, and there was some carpet I wanted to replace. Long story short, most of it I didn't have to replace because Zero Res came in. This is all true stories. I swear to God. I had Cracker Jack mud jacking there. I have Zero Res there.
Of course,
I have
Frank
Simply
Duran,
Floors
the real
there.
estate man.
I have Frank Duran. I look like a walking referral list. I swear, every one of them. Every one of them. So anyway, with Simply Floors, I went online, made my own appointment, SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy said, just go through the regular system. You'll love it. And I did. Amy came out. So SimplyFloorsInc.com. You will save 20, 30, 40, and even 50%, all the popular floor coverings, and you'll love the system. They bring the samples to the house. They did it with us. And then, of course, that's SimplyFloorsInc.com. Speaking of Zero Res, I made an appointment online, too. I went on for their online scheduling. I love that new feature that businesses are doing. Do most people do that, or do they call, Shane, on Zero Res?
We're getting more and more people go online.
Do you?
It's increasing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if people, I would like to know from people, if you like doing that, if you like going online, then also the softball team, the Warriors, whose assistant coach gave alcohol to a minor at a party and then made the girl swear not to say anything. We have a follow-up on that and got a comment from the coach we'll get to. I also have with me Jack Len, Best Basements of Denver. Jack, you say you run into a lot of people who want to do their basements, but something was wrong because some of the stuff had already been done and it wasn't permitted. What does that do? Is that a problem?
It is a problem.
Why?
One of the big things is insurance. If you have any unpermitted space and any losses, insurance will not cover any of it.
Are you sure?
Wait a minute. So if there was a fire that destroyed the house and they did their basement...
Now, I know what he means. If it was caused by an unpermitted... I don't know, though. Like, let's say you had a fire up in the living room and you had a basement that was not permitted. You're saying they won't cover the basement?
They won't cover the basement. I got this from an inspector from one of the jurisdictions that actually says insurance companies are contacting building departments to verify if basements...
I wonder if Compass has ever ran into this on a claim. It's interesting as hell.
But anyways, that's not what we're talking about, and we'll verify that one way or another, and that might be company-specific, too. That might be company-specific. But as far as non-permits, when you go in to do a basement, you have come across, what? Have people ever asked you to do it without a permit?
They have, and I will not do it.
Okay. Why do they want to do it without a permit?
It's cheaper and for property taxes.
Property taxes.
That's the big one.
See, that's the problem when you got good, honest people. They're going to do it in a good, honest way. But the good news is you're going to get what you pay for, too. Now, hold on a sec. How much does a permit add to a job?
Permits are not that much. You know, a typical permit on a typical basement, $400 or $500.
That's not bad. But here's the deal. I think a lot of them do it because they don't have a license, the contractors, and they want to go in without a permit.
Well,
don't you think?
You get what you pay for, and if you hire a guy to do your basement for $10,000, you're causing a safety hazard in your house.
Can't you have can the homeowner pull the permit and then still hire you?
Yes, that happens on occasion.
Okay.
Personally, I don't do that if I don't handle the whole job.
No, I know. You don't want the responsibility. I understand that. All right. So here's the deal. He's at bestbasementsdenver.com. I want to get to now, CJ, we do have a comment. Mark's going to give us that. As far as Southwest Window, we have a problem, and I want to get to that. Let me get to my notes here. Southwest Window, this is terrible. We're talking about a forgery here. Jim says that, let me get this straight, Jim. You're saying that there was a $55,000 check made out to you and the mortgage company.
Right.
Are you able to get off your headset because you're causing feedback?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Headsets, I can always tell when somebody's on a headset. I'm sorry, Jim, but it's way better now. I don't hear myself echoing. Okay, so listen. So Southwest Windows took your check that you endorsed for $55,000, and they said they were going to go through the mortgage company, but they didn't. They forged the mortgage company's name. Is that right?
No, they endorsed it as Southwest Windows.
Oh. Well, hold on. Who cashed it then? Who deposited it? How can they deposit a check that's only partially endorsed?
They should not have been able to do that.
Well, then you can sue their bank. What bank did this?
I obtained a copy of the check.
Well, then, Jim, hold on. Jim, I hate to break it to you. You got several issues here. Number one, Southwest Windows didn't do anything wrong. They didn't. They signed the check to Southwest Windows. They did nothing wrong. So the bank did something wrong. But your insurance company shouldn't allow it to go through. Did you call your insurance company and tell them to stop payment?
So I was not aware of this.
It doesn't matter. But, Jim, the insurance company should have stopped it. Did they?
No. No, the check was already cashed, and then November, the mortgage company called me and said, hey, we haven't received your settlement check.
I get it. Jim, hold on. I have a couple questions to ask. Why did you endorse it?
because the check was made out to both me and the
No,
mortgage
but why?
company.
I'm asking the same question. Why did you endorse it if you didn't like the work that was done? Why would you give a check for $55,000 to a company that did not complete the job satisfactory? Why would you sign it?
Because the check was to go to the mortgage company.
It doesn't matter. You already signed it. So it went to the mortgage company and they signed it. What difference would it have made?
Well, so the check had to be accompanied by the contract, the contractor's W-9.
So what? So what? That has nothing to do with the job. I'm asking you a very straight question. Why would you give payment to someone if you didn't accept the job?
Well, so then the mortgage company would release part of the payment, in which case I would give
No,
the
Jim.
contractor
No,
part
Jim.
of the
They wouldn't
payment.
have. No, they wouldn't have. They would have released all of it.
No, that's they will release part of it, and then they'll come inspect the job.
No, they don't.
Yes,
No,
the
well,
mortgage-
I don't know of any mortgage companies that do that. I know that they say they do, but I don't know of any. So what you're saying is you, even though you did not like the job and you knew it was a bad job, you were going to pay it anyway and rely on the mortgage company to contest it. Is that right?
No.
Then why did you sign the check? Why would you pay someone $55,000 to do a bad job? Jim, no matter how you look at it, when did you find out it was a bad job? Before you signed the check or after you signed the check?
I found out it was a bad job after I signed the check.
Now that makes sense. Now you don't sound dumb because you signed the check thinking you had a good job, but you later found out it was a bad job. Why did you find out it was a bad job? What clued you in?
Well, just tiles weren't matching
I know,
up.
but did you not see that before you signed the check?
No, I received the check early on.
Okay. Again, Jim, listen, I really got to reconcile this with me because these guys are going to say, you know what, this guy's playing games with us. He signed the check. He was fine with the job. We're done. Forget it. What do I say about that? Oh, no, he didn't sign the check. You forged it. No, they didn't forge it. What am I going to say? You know, just because it did not go through the mortgage company doesn't mean that the job is good or bad. They're two separate issues. Yes, that bank shouldn't have cashed it, and then, of course, the insurance company shouldn't have cleared it. That's one issue. The second issue is you had a bad job, but you went ahead and paid them anyway. So I have to believe something happened that made you dissatisfied. I don't know if they had agreed to split some money with you and then later didn't do it, or if something went wrong, but it's not adding up to me, Jim. It's not adding up to me. Hold on a second. I have to go to the softball. What did the coach say, Mark? Now, here's what happened.
This is the coach's wife. I just talked to her off air.
She's also the team manager,
she's
too,
the
not
team
just
manager.
the coach's
just
wife.
Go to her. There's more to
Okay, but according to CJ, the girls gathered at a home, and this 20-year-old female assistant coach, daughter of Donna and the coach, gave liquor to a minor. That's what CJ said. Let's just say it like it is.
Well, that's what she said, but really the reason she called is they want a refund.
Okay, so Donna, so CJ is saying you guys should have let them cancel and withdraw and not keep their money. I know darn well that they could have still had a team. I personally feel maybe they overreacted, but the fact is, if all the parents left,
ironically enough, there is a team. There's over 11 players.
Oh, wait a minute.
I know.
Donna, this team is still functioning?
This team is still functioning, yes. Under the Colorado Warriors, we are one team, not three.
I thought you were two.
They don't have permanent players.
Do you have
pickup
13 years
players.
and older? Do you have that team, the one where the bonding night took place? Is that team still playing?
Yes, we are.
No, there was 8 players that left.
All right, hold on a second.
Let
hold
her
on.
talk. Let her talk.
I will let her talk. Okay, I put her on hold, Donna. I put her on hold.
Thank you.
And CJ, I understand where you're upset, but Donna, are you sure if all of these families withdrew, how do you still have a team?
Yes, sir. We have, in fact, 5 remaining players from the original team.
Okay.
And we have signed another player, and we also have pickup players from another team that are willing to help us out and pick up play to help us through some tournaments until we get more signed players. But I do want to add, as far as the refund, I have a signed contract from every player on the team and parent, signed contract, and there is a clause in this contract that says, I also understand that if I should decide to leave or am asked to leave the Colorado Warriors 14U team at any time, any funds, fees, or donations that have been raised, paid, or solicited will stay with the team and not be given to me or any other team in my name. I also realize that I may or may not be released from the roster, affecting my ability to play with another team.
Okay, hold on a second.
Tell him the other part.
So, wait a minute. Just hold on. CJ, did you read that part of the contract?
I did read, but there is a breach of contract.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
The trust factor is it?
Well, hold on. Donna, they're saying it's a breach of contract because of the bonding night.
Let me address that.
Go ahead.
As far as a breach of contract, there is none. The president of the organization, his name is Michael Thompson, and he is, in fact, a lawyer.
Yes.
And he has told me that there is no breach of contract.
Well,
they are just pissed that they have to wait until the end of the season to see if there is any money left to get a refund.
They agreed if there's money left at the end of the season, Michael agreed to chop it up among the players that left.
Okay, now hold on, Donna.
Amongst all the players that joined and paid player fees to the team, which is in fact 13 families.
So there may not be, there's most likely not going to be enough money. I mean, let's face it.
There should be. There may be. There very well may be.
Okay.
We've got X amount, which I'm not willing to disclose with you.
Okay, it doesn't matter, Donna. It's none of our business. Here's what I want to get straight. I want to clear this up because the Warriors softball was mentioned and the bonding night and everything, and I want to make this clear. Okay, so CJ says it was a breach contract because of a lack of trust and blah, 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 because at the bonding night, there was liquor served to a minor. Now, you're saying there was no breach of contract, okay? And on the purest sense, I said in the very beginning, before you came on, if there was still a team and they could play, then leaving the team was voluntary. And I did not feel it was a breach personally. However, there are extraordinary circumstances, okay? Now, there may not be a black and white breach where you're not allowing them to play or there's no games or there are no games or no teams, but certainly would you want your child on a team if the assistant coach allowed this to happen and the assistant coach is still on the team?
Okay, let me elaborate on that.
You should.
As far as the assistant coach, who is my daughter, she is no longer a coach on the team.
Oh, okay.
She is, however, a fan in the stands.
Oh, okay.
And she very well can be.
She sits right beside the dugout.
CJ, you said she's still a coach.
Now,
she is still a coach. She is still coaching the girl.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
Yes,
CJ.
she is.
She is not on the field and not coaching.
Yes, she is. I was there at the game, Donna. I saw her.
Listen, CJ, just as you coach your daughter from the stands,
no,
anybody can coach kids from the stands, and that is.
So you're agreeing she's coaching?
No, CJ. What she's saying is she's on the stand saying, "Hey, catch that!"
She's on the stands.
Strike her out.
Right beside the dugout.
Exactly. Hit the ball, girl.
But anyway, Donna, you don't feel.
Back to the allegations.
Hold on, CJ, 1 second. Donna, do you feel, you are the general manager of the team. Your daughter was an assistant coach. Your husband is the coach. You don't feel any responsibility to the parents who left the team. Do you feel they overreacted?
I feel that they're pissed that we still have a team and that we are still continuing to move forward without them. They made the choice to leave. They have to reap the benefits, not us.
You mean reap the consequences, yeah.
Yeah, reap the consequences. Now, I would like to elaborate on the whole bonding night.
Yes.
It is not, the allegations they are making are not true.
Why?
First of all, my daughter, who is 20, was hosting the event at another parent's house.
Yes, but
my daughter had no idea that there was alcohol accessible in the house. My daughter did not take alcohol to the event. My daughter did not hand nobody alcohol. My daughter did not even know about alcohol being at the house. So
everybody's house has alcohol in it.
But CJ, hold on. What Donna is saying, Donna, are you saying that the 13-year-old that drank tequila did it on her own?
I'm saying that
she isn't.
The player who lived at the house knew where the alcohol was and said, I was more than happy to go get the alcohol. Nobody instructed her. This is coming from the girl who actually drank the alcohol.
Okay. So what I want to know then, technically then, what does a chaperone supposed to do?
Right, exactly.
Well, she tried to stop it. I tell you that. All the players, including CJ's daughter,
Hold on, CJ. Yeah.
We're egging the player to take the drink of alcohol.
So CJ, it's your position.
She didn't do something wrong.
CJ, it's your position the chaperone should have stopped it, but you said the chaperone gave her tequila.
That is what my daughter told me, and I believe it. And it's the chaperone's mom saying it isn't.
Okay, hold on. Donna, did you talk to your daughter about this?
Yes, I did.
And she assured you that, Mom, she went and got the alcohol, she took a drink, I tried to stop it, and no one else drank.
Exactly, she did. And she will take a lie detector test if needed.
Okay, so there we have it. Okay? They're not going to get their money back unless there's enough money at the end of the season for all the participants to get an equal amount. Okay? That doesn't sound likely. CJ is convinced that because they let the one kid drink, whether she served it or let it happen, that there is a breach of contract for the whole season of softball. Donna is saying there's still a team. You guys are just pissed because you left. There's still a team. The assistant coach, my daughter, was taken off the team. There is no breach. We're providing you softball. You're deciding not to partake. So one last comment, Donna. Go ahead.
I just would like to say to everybody who's left the team, they made a choice to leave the team.
Okay.
That was on them, and they just need to move on and abide by the contract, or they can take us to court, and we would gladly see them there.
Okay, and your last comment, CJ.
Pardon? My comment is, I really wish you would do the right and ethical thing on this and return partial funding. We're not even asking for full funding. We're asking for partial funding so our daughters can continue to play softball. And if your heart was in the right place as far as for the benefit of the girls to allow them to play softball, you would give us a partial refund.
Okay.
And these are the days of our lives.
There's no crying in baseball!
Would you thank them both, Suzanne, so they don't think we're taking them here?
Let's start off with good news. That crash downtown.
I couldn't believe I got her on, man. It took a little bit of coax, and I had to sit there and listen to her.
Is it?
I don't think it's that big. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
CJ said initially that the coach was the one that gave her the
Should we
data.
double up here so I can get some done?
Yeah, the whole story.
Another one or not? I mean, we can do it anything we want.
And here's the reality.
Still the assistant coach.
14, 15-year-old girls and a 20-year-old girl. Depending on how smart the 20-year-old girl
I have just ideal in this break.
They could be right around the same.
Oh, that's right.
Seriously. Same capacity. The dad's
What did the coach say?
The dad's comment was great.
What did he say?
I said, well, do you have something I can at least go back and quote you? He goes, baloney.
Okay, we're on.
That's the lawyer?
Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. I've been telling you about Ideal because now is the time to get refinanced before rates go up even further. And when you do refinance, if rates go down, don't worry, you won't miss out. You will get another chance to refinance. In fact, every time they go down more than 0.75%, they will refinance you free of charge. And you always have a 2-year guarantee on that. They also will do pre-approvals, which are like cash deals right now. They approve you. You do all the paperwork and qualification. All you're waiting for is an appraisal. If that appraisal works out, you close in 3 weeks or less. It is like a cash deal. That's idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000.
I can see when this could go to court, and it's going to be you said, she said.
You sounded like Maury Portage or whatever.
Family started. Are you related?
There's a long history to that, but my father and his business partners started it. They owned apartment complexes, and the biggest problem was carpet cleaning. Their biggest expense replacing. And so they took a couple different pieces and put it together with the company long
And then
ago.
franchise.
And they franchised it. With about the third or fourth iteration of the company, then they began to franchise it from there.
You're going to have a break as soon as we come back. You
You
might as
still
well
have
fix
family.
it now.
Do you have family in on it?
Still, my father is still
Oh.
the CEO and chairman of the board.
Where's he at?
Utah. They're based out of Salt Lake City. But before I left on my mission, right, I swore I would never touch a piece of carpet cleaning equipment ever again. Never say never, right?
How many service areas are
So they've got
available for
franchises
franchises?
available.
No, how many are out there?
There's 35
that's
right
pretty
now.
good.
Are they doing well?
Yeah, they vary, right? We're probably about the 5th largest in the system. The largest franchise in the system is about 13 million, 14 million a year.
That's a lot of carpet cleaning.
So,
Wow.
but
Where's that located?
Atlanta.
That's a lot of carpet cleaning, bro.
So
Do they have the whole territory there?
Pretty much, yeah. And then they've got multiple different
God,
franchises.
that is crazy amount of carpet cleaning.
So we'll turn probably 5 this
How many
year.
trucks do they have on the road to do that?
Probably in Atlanta, 53.
Okay.
Yeah.
God,
So we've got 21 vans, and we just sold off the Northern Territory, Fort Collins, Boulder area. We sold that to another franchisee.
We want to carpet the world. Have the Seinfeld
Oh,
go.
that was,
Let's talk about Avenue Dental. Avenue Dental Studio.com, located right here in the tech center. And Dr. Kelly and Dr. Jerem, husband and wife team, do everything from general dentistry to cosmetic dentistry to implants. And listen to this special, okay? Whether it's in the Monument location or the DTC, a new patient special for $59. This is incredible. You get a full exam, x-rays, and cleaning. I mean, that's incredible. $59 for x-rays, exam, and cleaning. Now, if you have dental insurance that pays for that and you say no big deal, you still should do it because you get free whitening instead. No matter what, Avenue Dental, AvenueDentalStudio.com, 720-240-4740. And they're doing, Suzanne, they're doing some cosmetic dentistry for Suzanne. And we'll be reporting on that, 720-240-4740.
beautiful thing.
No, it's okay.
Hey, can we run that special
Yeah.
before we close up the show here?
I can, but
For
I
3 for
refuse.
129. John, he just called me.
Who?
John Klasick, or whatever his
Oh,
name is.
Klaas.
Yeah, good. He just called me. I was going to say, appreciate it.
By the way, Mark Trenner Law for Intellectual Property. I mention him because he is the guy that will save you money on patents, trademarks, and copyrights. Do not fall for these online people, okay? You can look for Mark Trenner on the referral list at referralist.com, 720-221-3708. Let's go to the phones, okay? Now, we got a lot of problems. I would like to know if you want to weigh in on this thing, but Austin waited once before. I got to take him. Austin, thank you. What's happening, Austin?
Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on with you?
How was your vacation to Hawaii, first of all?
How did you know I went to Hawaii?
Suzanne told me last Friday.
Yes, it's wonderful. It was. What can you say about Hawaii? It was just a veg out. So anyway, I have funny stories about that. I'll do another time when I'm not so busy. But thank you for asking. What's going on with your friend, your deadbeat friend?
There's better choice of words I have for him, but you know it's on the radio.
What happened?
So I'm just going to keep it like short and simple.
Sure.
It all started in July 2017. He got out of the Army. He had a job. He lost his job. He wanted to get a CDL. I didn't want to see my friend and vet fall face
So
first
you
on
loaned him money. Let's get right to it. How much did you loan him?
In the course of a year, over $10,700.
Did you have anything in writing?
I have index cards. It's unorthodox. I have index cards. I've logged every single thing I've paid for him.
Did he agree to pay you back?
I have series of index cards signed by him.
But what does it say? What does it say on the card, on the index cards?
It just says, just like the every bit of debt that is owed And then it says like he just.
No, but I need to know, like on each card, like let's say you paid $1,000, and did it? Would you have one card for that one payment?
Yes, I have a card for each
And on the card, though, on the card, did he sign that card?
Yes.
Sounds like IOUs.
So you have like 4 or 5, 10 cards?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4,
all right, whatever.
5, 6, 7, 8. I have like 12.
And he
13.
signed each one of them.
He signed a few of them, not all of them.
Well, the ones he didn't sign, you're not going to get anything. Okay, in my opinion. I mean, that's not a legal opinion, but here's what I want to know. On the ones he signed, did it say, I will pay by a certain date?
No, it did not.
You got a real problem, bro. You got a real problem. You know, promissory notes have to have certain things on them.
Right, of course.
Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't owe you. What were you going to say,
Do you
Mark?
think this guy would show up to court if you served him?
Honestly, I don't think anything would happen. It's like
I think he'd get to judgment, but I'm going to go back to reality. Does the guy have any money to even pay you back?
Does he?
Okay. A few months ago, I asked him, I'm like, hey, man, on Facebook Messenger, I'm like, hey, can you pay me back? He's like, well, I filed for bankruptcy, and my lawyer said not to pay people back.
Then you're done, man. You're done. They will fall under the bankruptcy, especially even if he doesn't list you. If it's a no-asset bankruptcy, and you file after the fact, and he forgot to list you, he'll just go back and amend it. With a no-asset bankruptcy, you're out, man. I hate to tell you that, but you're out. But maybe he didn't file, so you ought to look up his name and make sure there's a case number. But if he didn't file, you clump them together in $7,500 increments, because you're allowed to sue more than once in small claims court if you sue for different things. So you'd be suing for one group in one court and then another one in another. But here's the deal. You're probably not going to get anything. Now, Jim, I didn't forget about you and your windows, okay? I really didn't. You signed a payment to them. They deposited. They got paid. Here's what I would do. I would forget about the part about them depositing it and trying to collect on that end. Here's the bottom line. You have a roof job that is not sufficient. Did it pass inspection?
No. Yesterday it failed the...
Okay. Are they willing to fix the problems?
They're not willing to respond to me. I've gone through the Better Business Bureau.
They will not respond. So they got paid $55,000. Where are you located?
In Southwest Colorado Springs.
We need to find one of our experts to go look at it, to find out what it will cost to fix the problems. And then we need to go after that company or let them know what it is. But we got to quantify this, okay, before we go on. We need to quantify it.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Russ Kaminsky Mornings, Sean Hannity at 1.
Yeah, but they only do roofing.
That's what it is.
Oh, I thought I heard windows.
No. That's the name of the company, Southwest Windows.
But they just did the roof. It's the end more with the roofing.
But there was other things that I was reminded.
Now, why would she threaten to cancel? I don't even...
It's tile roof.
Okay.
Tile roof. Moses know about tile roof.
I thought you meant she was pissed because he didn't take her.
No.
What? Because it's tile roof. How long you been doing basements?
You know, that's a hard
You're such a smart guy.
Yeah, I'll do some, but bring.
I will. I'll bring her.
When she was in, you know what I remember about her? A big part of her was 20-somethings that had to learn to grow up and move out of the house. I found that so fucking funny.
What's that?
Transitioning kids. Like kids in their late 20s. That's who she specializes in.
The psychologist.
The flux.
Yeah, you're right. That's her specialty.
I just didn't even know that was like a thing. Some of us were out working at 16, boy. Can you imagine having to hire to send your 27-year-old to a shrink so he'd get out of the house? I'd kill it.
That was what she does. That's pretty much her
failure to launch kids.
Yeah.
That's her deal. I mean, to me, it's like, you know how you do it. You're mama bird, you kick their ass out.
You fly or you fall.
That's it. And usually they do have to fall.
You're a hard man.
Oh, no, what did We are the Sunshine Carpet Company.
Sunshine Carpet, yeah.
Someday we hope to carpet the entire world with this mortgage experience.
Mortgage.com.
I might just open it.
All 50 states.
Okay.
NMLS number 3030.
Let's talk about revitalized health. I call them the hormone bros, and I'm proudly a patient. They're fixing me up with something. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's part of the entire program to optimize youth. What they do is they optimize hormones. Now, they have the BioT treatment for testosterone and estrogen if you need it, and other kinds of treatment. They have cosmetic procedures, and you will love what they do. They have fillers for people that want them. Now, they're doing some hormones for me, and they are wonderful people, the Hormone Bros. 3 brothers got together and started this clinic at Ken Carroll and 470, and that's called Revitalized Health. I call them the HormoneBros.com, thehormonebros.com.
You see what they named their baby?
No, what is it?
Archie.
Archie?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's not a joke.
No, it's his name. And he's a redhead, kind of like Archie on...
Archie Bunker?
No. Archie, the cartoons.
Now,
you
know, Archie. But House of Windsor is their name, right? And then
right. That's his first name.
Yeah, but
Archie.
Yeah, and then
well, the middle name it says is Rasputin.
Yeah, no. And what? No, Mountbatten is the hyphenated to Windsor because of the Queen Elizabeth's husband.
Oh my God! I'm gonna buy you a box of maxi pads just for knowing that.
Mountbatten, is it?
Archie Harrison, Mount.
No, you know why they have to do that? Because it shows he's from royalty, and they were Spanish royalty, Mountbatten. So they.
I thought it was German.
Oh, it could be. It could be Mountbatten, maybe.
But I can't believe you know.
No, but that's why they hyphenate it. Otherwise, she couldn't use the name.
I have lost respect for virtually everybody in this room.
We'll take command cards away.
You understand Windsor's not a true last name. When you're a royal family, you take a last name. I
don't even know what Windsor is.
No, it's just a name they took.
I think it's off I-25 down by Fort Collins. So they're from Windsor, Colorado, is what you're telling me?
No, I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth herself. Their family was not named Windsor. They took that name, right? But I stole it.
Oh God, why do you guys know this shit?
Because of I'll tell you
Stephanie makes you watch this crap.
The Crown.
Okay.
I watch it.
Oh, the show?
Yeah, I watch it. I watched all 2 seasons.
I'm watching the Broncos play. He's watching the Crown.
The new season coming up will have new characters because as they grow older.
Is it like HBO? What is it?
It's HBO, I think. No, Netflix.
It's Netflix.
And you watch
wonderful.
This too?
It's a really good program.
God! God help us!
Watch it.
The Crown.
But I also watch The Walking Dead. I mean, I have all kinds of interests.
Have you ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yes, of course.
So they write the IOUs for everything. That's all I could think about when that guy was saying he had these cards. Yeah. Oh, that one's for a Lamborghini. You better not lose it.
You should have realized right away, bankruptcy, boom, it's out the window.
He can get in trouble to try to
K&H has a special 25% off window. They do, first of all, let me tell you what they do. They do roofing and gutters and siding and windows and doors. But for the siding, windows, and doors, you take your whole project and you get a full 25% off. That in itself is great. On top of that, what they're doing for this month, now you don't have to have it done this month, but you have to book it this month. They are having an extra upgrade to triple pane glass for no extra charge. So you get the 25% off the whole project plus an upgrade triple pane glass, and that's at 303-421-7100. Here's the other thing. You can make your own appointment online like you can with Zero Res and like you can with Simply Floors. This is what people are going to. This is K&H Home Solutions. Make your own appointment for a no-obligation in-home visit and take advantage of these specials at khwindows.com.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, you're a troubleshooter. What special do you have at Zero Res? What do you have going on?
So right now we're running 3 areas for $129 if you book and complete it by the end of the month.
Okay.
So 3 areas for $129 to get it clean and sanitized.
And the areas are big. They're like 200 square feet. So what?
10 by 20 or 15 by 15.
So it's 303-471
5150.
Or zeroresdenver.com.
That's right.
Do they have to mention the show?
Yes.
Okay, mention the show. Okay, and then, of course, Jack Lent with bestbasementsdenver.com when you want it done right. You want me to, oh, yeah, Andrea. Dr. Andrea Liner, I'm so happy you're on. You know, everyone's been speculating why, and how to prevent. We're talking about the school shootings now. You're with Flux Psychology. You're on our referral list at referralist.com. And what I love about what you do, your practice kind of specializes almost or emphasizes an area of launching children from children to adults, right?
Yeah, young adults. Yeah.
Young adults. And this is something, and again, it's not something everyone thinks, oh, I'll go to the referral list and find a psychologist, and we have to educate our listeners. You are on the referral list, and you do help families. And what I want to know is, I know doggone well you have thought about this school shooting. What are your thoughts?
Well, my immediate thought, I think, same as a lot of people, regardless of what you work in, is just why is this happening again?
Right.
Another one, really, and how desensitized we are to it. It's just another piece of news, which just goes to show how much this is happening and how we really got to figure something out.
Why do you think, though, seriously, every time we hear about this, you always hear, well, they kept to themselves, they were loners, or they were just normal, or, I mean, they never say they had wild eyes and looked crazy, So
right.
What do parents do to know if they have a time bomb lurking?
Well, I think, it's funny, people in hindsight usually say there were some signs. It's very rare that it's someone who was very well liked, had a lot of friends, was involved in a lot of activities, who go and turn violent against their classmates. It does happen sometimes that they'll be secretly in pain personally. And
what are some of the signs? What would you look for? What are some of the signs?
So I would look for social disengagement is a big one. If kids don't feel connected to the community that they're a part of and they feel othered in that community, they start to dehumanize the others. And the idea of killing someone doesn't become so much taking, another child's life and future away from them. It's just a way to get at the others. So you really want to make sure, are your kids involved? Do they have friends, even just one or two who they feel like they can communicate with? It's kids who are completely isolated, who are going to see their classmates as enemies and not fellow humans.
Oh, okay. So this one we hear was transitioning, I guess a female becoming a male. I mean, that could make them feel like the other.
Yeah, and it's hard to say, because the last thing I want is for anyone to equate someone who happens to be transitioning to someone who is violent.
Of course, just like we don't want any particular trait to let's say profile someone.
Absolutely. But in cases like this, where someone's going through a very major personal issue, especially one that can elicit a lot of negative treatment and judgment from others, if you're feeling ostracized, if you're feeling dehumanized by the people around you, well, violence is a really easy way to kind of tip the scales back, tip the scales of control back in your favor. So anyone going through something like that, if they were feeling othered,
how do you tell? Okay, so it's social disconnected. That's one of the things. Are there any other signs? Anything else you would look for?
Yep, changes in mood, definitely. I mean, teenagers tend to get kind of moody and grumpy, but if it's out of the ordinary, if it's just a lot of kind of anger or rage that you're seeing in your child, you need to check in. So mood issues, definitely. What are their interests? Are they interested in things that have a violent tendency? Are they only playing violent video games, only watching violent TV shows? Or is that just kind of part of other things they do as a teenager? So you want to look at kind of how they're spending their time. And then it's up to parents how involved you want to be in maybe monitoring internet searching, if they're looking up other school shootings, if they're looking up violent things, if they're looking how to get revenge. You want to be aware of these things.
Andrea, I'm all for parents spying on their children, all for it. The idea, no, seriously, the idea that they have privacy is ridiculous. I mean, yes, you can let them have the notion that they have privacy, but I see nothing wrong with looking at their internet profiles and everything they do. By the way, okay, if they do have these telltale signs, very quickly, do you see children like this? Or is this not your area?
It's not my area. I see 18 and up.
Okay, all right. You see 18 and up as they're launching, basically.
Yes.
Okay, and that's Flux Psychology 720-432-9780. Flux Psychology. You can find them on the referral list.
This report is sponsored by Whitecap.
She did pretty good on that, actually.
I thought she did. Did some good points.
Boy, I sure agree with you on that. Our kids had zero privacy. Boys still don't.
Screw that. When I hear
we tell them to bring the phone to us right now, unlock that son of a bitch, or there is no phone. Just randomly. Drug tests. You ask our kids how many drug tests they got in the past 4 years. You'd be amazed. Just for no reason. I'll be in a mood and say, time to piss.
How old are your kids?
19 and 17.
They're still there at your home?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Under your roof, under your rules.
That's it, man. Under my insurance. Now he works full time at Walmart. In fact, just got another great promotion, and he's going to college. And she graduates a year early in a week or whatever.
Okay, guys. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has the craziest deal in transmission history. Listen to this. If you suspect you have transmission problems and you know, you like the car, you think you might get it fixed, Budget will remove the transmission, open it up, and give you an exact diagnostic written out completely as to what it needs. Free of charge. What if you decide not to have the work done? It's still free. If you have the work done, they don't back charge you. If you want to go somewhere else, still free. It's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. 303-781-9858. Look for Budget on my referral list at referrallist.com. Shane, here for a second.
Your daughter's not thinking about law enforcement, is she?
Oh yeah, big time. She did a State Patrol Youth Academy, as you know.
Yeah.
And then she's going to go to Metro first year. The first year, because she's graduating a year early, we never even thought about this shit, man. It's kind of a freaking nightmare because she's under 18. It's just a freaking nightmare. So she'll go to Metro, and then she wants to do probably CSU has a great, what is it called?
Criminal science.
Criminal science or whatever it is. She's thinking more, I think. Ultimately, I think she's going to end up being a prosecutor, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like any lawyer.
She go federal or any agency that requires a college degree.
Yep.
State Patrol is the biggest joke because you can barely graduate high school or have a GED.
Yeah, but most of those guys, man, that I met at least, were pretty good guys. They make a shit, dude. They make way more than you think, man.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Good?
What?
Because of overtime?
You could compare them to like Denver, anybody else. Police, a State Patrol is handsomely paid.
There is a regulation that they have to be paid within 1% of other agencies.
What's that?
State troopers.
They were like 80 grand.
I think that would be the most bonus job ever.
Yeah.
What's the captain? What's a captain make? $1.30, $1.40?
You know what?
About 20.
Shane, do you, I mean, not Shane. I'm
75% retirement.
Do you know, Jack, you actually
That's
signed me
what-
once. Do you know that? You actually signed me once.
You?
You did. You gave me a ticket once. I swear to God. No, I mean that sincerely. I remember.
I wouldn't remember.
You did.
No, his fucking memory, dude.
Yep.
I've argued it before and been proven wrong. I shit you not.
Yep. I had that.
You're
recall.
assuming you would have known who
Not
it was.
last time I met you. I didn't have that recall. I had it just before, and I know. Damn, I remember the day. I remember it was an evening, turning dark, and it was on Lincoln. I thought it was on Lincoln.
And he cursed you.
No, wait. It was somewhere.
Usually it'd be on the highway.
No. It wasn't. It was. I remember that.
No, they don't have to be.
He was in Kansas.
No, I kind of remember. Okay, there are seminars, and these seminars happen every single week where you can get free diagnostics. Now, they're not going to obviously give you a full physical exam, but you will get diagnostics. You will get an ultrasound. They will even read your MRIs, and that is Centeno Schultz to see if you're a candidate for living stem cell therapy. You know why I say living stem cell therapy? Because most clinics deliver dead tissue and dead fluids. So here's the deal. If you want to find out the real deal, go to thestemcellexperts.com. 303-963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com. All right, I got to get to the phones, okay? Steve's got a comment on the school shootings. Go ahead, Steve. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Tom?
What's happening, man?
You know, I think all this stuff can be put to rest if we do what Texas does.
What's that?
Well, you know, when somebody's convicted of whatever the hell it is,
Yeah?
they go to death row and they get executed.
Oh, I know, but these kids didn't have a record, Steve.
No, wait a minute. So we had the governor, Hickenlooper, our governor.
Yeah.
And when Nathan Dunlap came up for execution,
yeah, he
kind of waved. He waved his arms and said, "Hey, you know what? I can't do that."
So you're saying, what you're saying is, before people commit a crime, if they have a clear picture that there is a real consequence, it might be a deterrent. That's basically what he's saying. And hold on now, David, you've been waiting, and I need to get to you, at least get it started so we can get working on it. What's going on, David?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call.
And I'm so sorry.
Listener, love your show, man.
I'm so sorry for the wait, but it's a 90-year-old
That's okay.
mom.
I know you're under the gun.
What's happening?
I'm going to be short and sweet.
Okay.
My elderly mom got a $114 parking ticket at Walmart in Pueblo for parking in a handicapped parking spot for forgetting to hang her placard. She has a valid placard. She just forgot to hang it.
Well, forget it. What are they doing about it? Are they going to do...
Well, she has to show up. So they got the ticket. She has to show up within 10 days to either plead guilty and pay or set a court date. The ticket says the clerk cannot dismiss a ticket. She has to go to court. If she has to go to court, can she show the thing and prove that she had a valid, she just forgot to do it, like proving proof of insurance?
Most people,
say, nope,
David,
sorry, you're at fault, you're guilty, and you got to pay.
Most people will give her a break at 90 years old if she truly has a placard. Truly, if
she does.
Okay.
Valid placard.
Even sometimes when a placard is out of date, people get grace. However, technically, it's supposed to be displayed. But I'm telling you, David, I don't think you're going to have a problem. And in fact, sometimes, even though they don't dismiss them on 9, if you do call and explain the circumstance, or if she does, sometimes she won't have to show up. So,
yeah, this is Pueblo, though.
Mark, I know you're down on Pueblo. My wife is from here. Been here a long time. It's actually a pretty good place. You guys come down sometime. I'll take you out and show you a good time. I promise.
What's a good time? Watching the grass grow, or what?
Pueblo, yeah. Watch a meth house. What?
No, I'll take you out for some cocktails and one of the best meals you ever had.
Okay, where would the meal be?
A place called La Fruscetta. It's a fairly new Italian restaurant. The guy's from Milan.
Okay.
It's kind of northern Italian food. It's kick-ass.
Okay.
Place, you got to make reservations.
Well, you know what, David? Yeah, if I ever come down there, I will look you up and look up that restaurant. All right, hold on now. Let's go. Dylan, what's going on, Dylan? What's happening?
Hey, Tom. First
Yes, sir.
off, I'd just like to thank you.
Okay, man.
I've recently gotten sober, and I probably wouldn't have, at least when I did, if I hadn't heard you talking about the Raleigh House every day. I listen to your show every day.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I hope, how long sober now?
About 3 months.
Great. That is great. What's happening?
Well, for one, just some valuable feedback for you and some of your listeners, especially with what you guys have been talking about today, just some of the societal issues.
Yes.
I spent the better part of 2 years trying to get in touch with somebody just to talk to get help with this.
With what?
Well, with my addiction, but in regard to just kind of figuring out a game plan. I could not get, I guess, a mental health professional that would get me in any earlier than 2 or 3 months.
What? Wait a minute. And you're in recovery?
I am now, but I'm talking about previous to that. I was reaching out saying, hey, I need help, and people were just like, oh, well, I'm booked up. 2-3 months down the road, we can get you in, kind of thing. And I finally had to, one person that followed up with me through email, I said, hey, if I have to tell you I'm suicidal to get in, I'm not, but I will.
Oh no, listen, man. I know doctors that do addiction that would get you in if they thought you really wanted recovery. Seriously, I mean, I know one specifically that made room for someone who called the show. Now, unfortunately, the guy was on pain pills and didn't show up, and often they get screwed that way. But But Dylan, and really, they are like that. But Dylan, I mean, so what is the point? Did you want to comment on what? On the fact that we need what?
Well, I think it's too difficult for somebody that is going through something like addiction, or maybe with in relation to these school shootings, somebody that actually needs help, it's too hard to find somebody.
You know what?
to
You're
get in touch
absolutely
with.
right. You're absolutely right. In fact, we talked about that. If you have a problem with mental illness, your insurance treats it totally differently than regular stuff for insurance. And if you have to self-pay, it's very expensive. And you're absolutely right. It's almost like there's no emergency care. You don't have an emergency room for mental problems.
Right, right. Right now, though, I'm having an issue with the medical community, just getting a doctor to work with me between my HR department and my employer.
All right, why don't you hold on a sec. Suzanne, let's get him back on and work up our experts. Dylan, we're going to find you help one way or another, okay? bestbasementsdenver.com. You can find them on the referral list at referrals.com and zeroresdenver.com.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. On time.
Tell Dylan we'll look for
Got a bunch of calls
try to help him
show.
overnight. Oh, good, man. What's that, Merv?
I got a bunch of calls during the show.
Good. Good. Jack, stay out of trouble, bro. Work.
I will have James. Thank you. Later, man. Say hi to you.
Let me know if you have better questions on that. That my work. Okay, sounds good. Really.